Yay, my mouse isn't showing. Welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Last time we finished case 1 of Great Ace Attorney 2, and now we're logically doing case 2, the Great Ace Attorney 2. You will notice probably with this stream, the visuals are going to lag a lot more as it's still settling in. I know. It's doing its best. I know. Let's go! Also, if you're just watching on YouTube, hi, I got a new setup, so happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
What did I get a fucking achievement for?
Oh,
What?
I didn't even open Twitch.
I think you just get one for, like, starting.
Oh yeah, I do think
Maybe
you
the
get one for
DLC
starting.
outfit.
It was a ghastly
Oh.
tale of a winter's night.
Yeah.
One of an invisible killer and a crime perpetrated on the pavement along Briar Road. As the victim lay at death's door, the mystery of just who had stabbed the young lady from behind had been resolved. But no sooner had my friend saved that Eastern Exchange student from his harrowing plight than in the dim, flickering shadows of gaslight did a second bizarre crime rend the stillness of that very night. I dare say most can still recall the sensational headlines of the day.
God, I wish that were me.
Haunted apartment of death, the condemned criminal's curse, the dread demon of coal gas. Yet, though the great detective had at once discerned the truth upon his arrival at the scene, it only proved to be the overture that announced the rising of the curtain on a most tragic play.
Hello, Fruit. Who are you?
Fruit scare.
Fruit jump scare. Ah, London music. My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I'm a fledgling lawyer, just starting out on my journey. 6 months ago, I arrived as a visiting student of law, having made the long voyage across the sea from the Empire of Japan to here, London, England. And on the way, in quite extraordinary circumstances, I made the acquaintance of a world-famous detective. Currently, I reside in the attic of the detective's own lodgings, from where I run my legal consultancy of sorts. I've successfully defended a number of clients in Britain's highest court, the Old Bailey. But since a particularly grueling and unforgettable legal battle 4 months ago now, I haven't returned to the courtroom. In truth, I lost my right to return. But that epic trial was just one small part of an epic tale, a tale which was now about to awaken from slumber, thanks to a letter that arrived this morning from my homeland. Bitch, me too, the fuck? He's just a hungry little guy.
He's, like, always snacking, and I love that.
Good for him! He's staying
Good
he's
for him.
staying fed.
Sometimes you gotta snack.
Exactly.
What a delicious smell wafting up the stairs. It must be nearly time for breakfast. I better go down to Mr. Sholmes' suite and say good morning to the great detective and his flatmate. Baby girl?
Could you imagine starting with this game instead of the first game for whatever fucking reason and being like, oh yay, we get to go see Holmes and Watson, and then you go downstairs and it's a 10-year-old girl.
It's a little girl. Just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, what the hell?
It's the 30th of August at 7:28 a.m. That, aw, Sholmes is sweet.
Bruno! Good! I was just about to call up to you. The bacon's ready.
Good morning, Iris. It smells delicious as usual. Before we eat, though, I have some news. I had a surprise this morning. Shh! Not another word, Mr. Naruhodo. Not another word, Mr. Naruhodo. There it is. It sits higher. This could be just the abstruse thing for my pre-breakfast stagnation-repelling mental stimulation, my dear fellow. Morning to you too, Mr. Sholmes.
That's what I call it when I scroll through Twitter before I get out of bed.
Can I help you? Jesus Christ. Ah, yes. I see. Narada. So that's it. The truth is as clear to me as day. My faculties of observation have revealed it again. What are you talking about? You, Mr. Naruhodo, you have this very morning met with a surprise. Well, is that not the case? Really, my dear fellow, it barely warrants explanation. Firstly, your hair is particularly unkempt, somewhat reminiscent of a bird's nest. Secondly, you have neglected to fasten the third button of your jacket. Clearly, when considered together, these two facts point to you having been flustered this morning. Can I talk now? But of course. Though I don't look for admiration, you understand. My hair always looks like this. It's been that way since I first met you. Oh, it has? And the button was ripped off last night, if you remember. By you.
Harley pulled your button off.
That's right.
Happy Pride!
Happy Pride! Ah, yes, I recall the incident now. It was after supper, was it not? As the evening advanced, I picked up my violin and began to play the wailing notes of a haunting tune. But then, to my utter dismay, the third string snapped! Why did it have to happen? Why? Little wonder then that in my vexation I grabbed the first button I saw and ripped it from its proper place. Well, I'd like it back now, please. It's troubling me that I can't fasten my jacket. And it's troubling me that you expect me to know where it is. Somewhere thereabouts on the floor, one presumes. ADHD King. Helpful. What matters at the present time, my dear fellow, is simply whether or not my deduction was unerring.
But Harley, Bruno said it was when he came in, didn't he? I had a surprise this morning. That's me trying to do an American accent. Reno's Naruhodo, famously from America.
Famously American!
I was trying to like do an impersonation of Kate's voice.
I know, it's
from
just
a British accent, and then I misspoke in the worst way.
Oh my god.
Well, that really is a surprise! Yes.
I'm here. I'm present. I'm physically here.
We are here, man.
We're here.
We're here mentally.
We're here, we're queer, we're full of existential fear. Yes, this man is the pride of the British Empire. The famous consulting detective, Mr. Sherlock Holmes. There can't be a single person in the world who doesn't know his name.
Alright then, enough of this silly conversation. Come and eat this bacon before it goes cold. And I have a new herbal tea for you to try too. My latest special blend.
New weed tea?
New weed tea.
And here we have Iris Wilson, Mr. Sholmes' lodger and companion, and also my dealer, a truly exceptional young girl who's the author of a highly successful serialization here in London. Yes, The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, as published in France magazine. What? So, Mr. Naruhodo, won't you put us out of our misery? What surprised you this fine morning? Ah, well, I received a letter from Japan.
Oh, from Susie you mean? Was it? Really?
That's right. And she had some rather startling news, in fact. Ah, intriguing indeed. You must tell us all about it over breakfast.
Oh yes, what fun!
Or I could root through all your shit. Because there has to be new shit in here. If there's not, I'm gonna be upset. There's always new shit. Ah, yes, the huge metal chest with the lace cloth laid on it, being used as a table for tea and coffee. It's very sturdy, that's for sure, and firmly locked shut.
That chest contains my father's detailed records of Hurley's many cases.
Yes, so I've been led to believe, though personally I've never actually seen inside.
And that's the way it will stay. Those papers are a secret between Daddy and me. If you go opening it uninvited, you might find yourself being bitten.
What, is there a beast? Is there a beast inside there or something? Or like, are you gonna bite me?
No, I'm just really good at biting people.
Understandable, have a great
I learned
day!
in medical school.
You learned in medical school how to bite people.
Yeah.
I know exactly where all your vital organs are. Chomp chomp! When it gets to...
Completely off topic. Can I read a tweet that I just saw?
I wish you would.
Please.
So, quite hilariously, this is the artist who, has done a very popular animatic for this game.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, you know which one it is.
That's all you have to say.
This is completely unrelated to the Great Ace Attorney. Attempted to make meatballs for the first time. By the way, do not do this if you're not 100% down to make meatballs. I was maybe 73% into the idea, and so now I'm paying the ultimate meatball price. I don't know what that means.
I mean, if you're making
meatball price.
it's the ultimate meatball prize. It's
Listen,
look, if,
they're right, and they should say it.
they are correct. Like, if you're not 100% down to stand there making balls of meat, just getting your hands all up in there.
What?
You heard me.
Heyo.
You gotta be down for that shit.
Heyo.
You can't quit. You
Bro,
can't
we're
make
gonna
like
get through this fucking game.
you
Yeah,
can't
but
make
this
like
is- yeah.
15 and then still have like 20% of your meat left. And just like not you that's not a move. I just hung up the call. I just hung up on the call. 1 second. I hit the wrong fucking button. Hold on. Hold on. I hit the wrong fucking button. I hit the wrong fucking button. I did. I know. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to Thanos snap you. It's like I just turned you up on my end. We're gonna see if that
Oh,
does
okay.
anything.
Yeah, you're fine on my end, so
Yeah.
it's probably just
I had to adjust some stuff. We're figuring it out. It's fine. It's great. We're having a good time. Anyway, when it gets to this time of year, Londoners seem to leave
Wait,
their
Kate,
hearts.
we can't see the stream.
Shit! I'm moving too fast!
Oh my god.
I'm moving so fast.
We can try to guess what
can
happens.
guess.
in
I
the
can
You
guess.
pull up the
Yeah.
transcript and you're just
Oh,
like
yeah,
trying
I'm
your
typing.
best.
Guess where we are. Oh, that would be really funny for this one, actually.
That would actually be really funny.
If you handed me a quote from people have done this, if you hand me a quote from the game, there's like a 75% chance I can find the exact moment in the transcript really quickly.
Anyway, when it gets to this time of year, Londoners seem to leave their hearths alight all day long, and I love it. There's something very relaxing about watching the flames flit and dance about. But a fireplace in days of summertime is a waste of space. Really no use at all.
The second I'm muted.
Rather like a great detective in days of no crimes and no criminals. Hurley,
You know, those everybody remembers them.
you
But
know,
consider this. Instead of
those
a
days of summer.
We've got these days of summer to remind. But consider this. Instead of a fireplace, a frost place. That's my latest idea. An extraordinary.
He's right, though.
He's right. She's
No, yeah, he's right.
He's right.
and he should say it. An extraordinary hearth from which emanates a cool breeze in the hot summer months. What do you think? I think if you invented such a thing, your name would go down in history.
I don't want to look up who invented the air conditioner.
I was gonna say, who invented the air conditioner? The principle is extremely simple. One must, of course, light a cold fire in the hearth. Yes, of course! Brilliant! Trouble is, none of the fires I build ever burn cold. How it taunts me. So, as you British say, it's a bit of a damp squib.
What? What? What did the British say?
What?
That's in canon. That's Iris going,
What?
What?
We say what? What
Who
the
told you that? Who told you that?
Honey, are you okay?
Air conditioning was invented by Willis Carrier in... Oh, the first electrical air conditioning unit was built in 1902, so we're not that far off.
Hey!
Okay.
It's a bit of a damp squib. Hey, Jeeves. A damp squib. That's what I call my pussy. Anyway.
I was going to say that sounds like a very, very terrible insult.
Damp squib. I'm gonna get your squib so damp. These are different pieces of evidence from cases you've solved, aren't they, Mr. Sholmes? Not quite, Mr. Naruhodo. Not quite. These trinkets are a selection from cases I've solved with particular aplomb. They are souvenirs of my success. Memories, Mr. Naruhodo. Memories. Really?
Apparently, a damp squib is, in fact, a fucking... Like, that's a phrase that people say.
Why do British?
She damp on my
Why?
squib till I'm
Oh my god.
British.
Oh my god. Okay. I love Wikipedia so much, guys. A damp squib was literally one that failed to perform because it got wet. It's a type of explosive.
Okay.
That makes
Well,
sense.
it doesn't change what we're talking about.
This is fine. I need
Really?
like 20 fanfics that take advantage of this phrase on my desk by tomorrow morning.
People are overlooking the damn squib.
Yeah. I've never heard this in
So that was Cosmo during the speech debate thing.
Damn squib. Fuck.
Now you failed because you got wet.
my life.
Hey. So, tell me about the case in which the bust of Napoleon featured. I forget. Memories, he says. Wonderful, Mr. Sholmes. Wonderful.
I've never gotten the damn squib dialogue in my life. Jesus.
You've never clicked on the fucking fireplace?
No!
You buffoon!
No, well, I clicked on the fireplace, but not in this case. In this specific part of the game, I
You
haven't.
fool,
Because it
you
changed every
child.
fire in there.
I look forward to finding out what aroma your tea will have, Iris. Every single day.
Well, I infuse a different concoction of herbs. Oh, fuck. I was trying to... Herbs. Herbs. Yes, it's not weed. From the garden every time, so it's never the same twice.
When you call it a concoction, it sounds more like a science experiment than something for tea time.
Oh, yes. That's because different blends can have very different properties.
For example, if you change the percentages of THC.
Different blends can
Oh my no.
Iris!
Iris!
I'm brave.
Some calm you down, some make you feel jolly,
Jolie.
some give you energy. Today's particular blend.
We're doing great. We're doing great.
We're doing really good, guys.
Today's particular. Oh, fuck! Okay, today's particular blend is something quite special, so you're really in for a treat.
You're gonna go on a fucking ride!
You're
That
really in
sounds-
for a trip, one might say.
Well, that sounds ominous. You have to relax. You have to relax, Mr. Naruto. Or you're going to have a terrible time. Ah, yes, this is where you note down ideas, isn't it, Iris? What's in the melting pot today? Carbuncle?
Carbuncle.
So true. I love that case.
That's very good.
Yes, it's from a case of theft that Hurley solved ages ago. The theft of a precious stone.
Carbuncle ate itself!
I mean, kinda.
Carbuncle is another name for a garnet, you see. Especially if it's cut with a rounded top.
Oh, really? And this garnet was blue, was it?
Well, that's the thing. They're usually red. No blue garnets have ever been discovered.
Oh.
So who knows what the stolen gemstone actually was? That's the real mystery of the case.
I love the moments that Iris is just like calling Arthur Conan Doyle. It's really
Dumb
it's
bitch.
really good.
Dumb bitch. The proper Herlock Sholmes conundrum, huh? What's in the liquor cabinet today? There are so many different bottles up there on that charming little set of white shelves.
Oh, do be careful, Runo. You mustn't try the contents of any of those bottles, even if you're hungry.
I wouldn't do something stupid like that. I'm not a child, you know.
Well, I wish I could say the same for Harley. The other day, he polished off a full bottle of one of my alkaloids.
He what?
He said he was hungry.
I'll be extra careful. Jesus Christ.
He's
What is-
so normal.
What is your problem?
I can type with my eyes shut, you know.
I can believe it. When a deadline's approaching, you sound like a Gatling gun.
Real as hell.
So real.
She's just like, for real.
That reminds me of a dream I had the other day. It was such a funny one. It woke me, actually.
Goodness. We're not wanting to load here. There we go.
She's struggling.
I was typing for a whole hour in the pitch black, but I didn't make a single mistake.
That's incredible.
Then, when it got light, I found that there wasn't any paper in the machine. Now I wonder if I'd actually been typing at all.
I think you might have just fallen asleep on the job. She's so real for that. Anything with the cute little plants? No? I think that's it. With the... No, that's... Okay. Okay!
Yeah, I think Iris just has the spots on her side of the room.
Clicky clicky. That machine really is imposing, isn't it? But I can never remember its name.
Harley calls it his Great Analytoscope. It can analyze anything at all.
That doesn't really help me. What does analyzing something even mean? Ah, an extremely astute question, Mr. Naruhodo. Sorry? Well, as Iris said, my machine here spits out analysis results of anything with which you care to present it. But how to interpret those results, that's the key. And I confess I have no idea. Clearly, I'm going to have to construct a great analytoscope to solve the problem. That might not help. Dumb bitch.
He's so stupid.
He's so dumb.
What an idiot. I
I
love
love
him.
him so much.
I want to kiss him under the
Does the-
moonlight.
Oh no, I thought the one of the like I think it's a lamp on top of that shelf over there. I thought it had like a smiley face on it.
Oh yes, Mr. Sholmes' faithful musical companion. Wasn't this violin made by somebody famous?
Yes, it's a Stradivarius. Though, I'm afraid you'd have to save up for 100 years before you could afford one, Runo.
But didn't you buy it for a song, Mr. Sholmes? I found it at a pawnbrokery among the forfeited articles. It clearly said Stradivarius on the label. What? The ignorant broker had no idea of its true value, you see, so I paid a mere 55 shillings for it. Yes, I have something of a turn for shopping. Oh, look, Sholmes, bargain hunter. But is it really a Stradivarius then? But of course, my dear fellow. It said so on the label. I think perhaps the ignorant broker had something of a turn for selling. No, we can't look at the... No!
You can't look at the bullet holes that time?
No.
No!
Books, papers, scientific implements. These shelves are stuffed to the gunnels. Miss Susato wouldn't be able to help herself if she were here. She can't stand mess.
Across the globe, Susato sneezes.
Susie might not be able to stand mess, but she wouldn't dare touch those shelves.
Oh? Why not?
Everything's an intricate balance. Hanny spends ages on it. If you were to touch even one thing, the whole knot would come tumbling down.
Ah!
Susie noticed it was a very delicate arrangement right from the outset.
You make it sound like a meeting of great minds. But the truth is, Mr. Sholmes just needs to tidy up. Is that it? That's it. Oh, okay. Nothing with our little science friends, no. Alright. Now we get to do plot things. Okay. Hey, did you know I'm a lawyer and I miss my boyfriend? Ugh. Not another word. Ah, yes, Naruhodo. This would be a collar for a breed of miniature canine with a particularly long neck, and for winter use. Well, I mean, not incorrect. Actually, it's the armband I always wear that symbolizes my role as a defense lawyer. Precisely! Which leads us to but one conclusion. Your arm is, in fact, the particularly long neck of a miniature canine. I'm starting to wish I'd never shown him this now. This man's barking mad. Do you get it? It's a funny joke.
Funny.
It's funny. This is the letter that arrived from Japan this morning by International Post.
Oh, how lovely! Look at Susie's beautiful writing. I wish I could read it.
And how's your judicial assistant faring, may I ask? She's very well, thank you. In fact, according to what she's written, she actually appeared as a lawyer at the Japanese Supreme Court and won a case.
Really? Oh, isn't she wonderful?
A cut above your good self, my dear fellow. I've won cases too, you know. Apparently, Mr. Natsume appeared in the trial as a witness. Natsume. No, I don't recall that name. Of course you do. We helped the man. Twice. You know, in those 2 cases that took place on Briar Road 6 months ago?
Oh, those 2 cases.
You know, those 2 cases. We
Two
all
cases.
know. We all know.
Yeah, we all
you
know.
We've
Yeah,
all
we
seen
were
it. The 2
We know.
cases.
Yeah, we've seen it in 2 cases.
Ah, the mustached twitchy man with the somewhat feline eyes and the mustache.
He didn't have 2 mustaches, Hurley.
Yes, who could forget those 2 cases? They made a very deep impression on me. Both of them! All 2!
You can count them, 1, 2.
Although I must confess the details are a little hazy now. A very deep impression they made on you. Clearly.
And us, the player.
And us. Yeah, those 2 cases. We've all seen them.
Yes.
So, what was the startling news penned by Miss Susato? Do you remember the case of the haunted lodgings, Mr. Sholmes? Yes, of course!
The other
The haunted
case.
lodgings! We were all there for that! Ah, yes. It's very interesting, you know. I don't feel entirely uncertain that a case of that nature did not occur. He's totally forgotten. Anyway, in her letter, Miss Susato asked that we read over her case notes again and investigate further. Though it took place half a year ago. For what purpose? Because of something that Mr. Natsume... For what purpose? Because of something that Mr. Natsume said to her, apparently. He suggested that the real reason why she was called back to Japan so suddenly might have something to do with that case of the haunted lodgings. Oh? On Mr. Natsume's return to Japan, Miss Susato's father questioned him about the case, she says. And something Mr. Natsume said appeared to trouble Professor Mikotoba, prompting him to send that telegram.
God, the second I take a bite, hold on. Oop. Sorry, I had to remember. Oh, that case. Yes. The silence was deafening. Oh my god.
Dude, it's fine. It's fine. I was just
So
like, oh,
funny.
I never heard us be that quiet.
It was so quiet.
All of us
Just dead quiet. Just waiting for MJ to finish chewing the bite she took.
We were being polite and patient.
We're being
Polite.
respectful.
I thought she wasn't gonna say anything for a second. It's fine.
It was very strange, wasn't it?
Yes.
And I had compiled the whole story into a nice, neat manuscript ready for publication, too.
I love when it does that, just in the middle of a fucking sentence.
But then Hurley here was all funny about it, remember? He was very mean.
You know when.
You know when he's very mean? That story must not be published, you said. Very mysteriously as well.
Really? I said that. Are you sure?
Relax,
perhaps-
gaslights his daughter in front of. No, I'm kidding.
Gaslight gatekeep girl boss. Do you perhaps know something about it as well, Mr. Sholmes? About why Miss Susato was suddenly told 4 months ago that she had to return to Japan?
Together, all three of them are gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss.
So
Gaslight,
true.
Ryunosuke, gatekeep, Irish girl
Ryunosuke.
boss.
Ryunosuke is gatekeeping Kazuma Sogi.
Yeah.
It's been 4 months now since we waved Susie off at Dover. It was such a shock, wasn't it? The way she just suddenly announced that she had to go back to Japan.
Indeed it was. Due to a telegram she received from her homeland, I believe. That's right. Telling her to return urgently. Sorry, I just noticed his arms. I apologize. Yes, because her father had passed away. No! I just said he was
Right, her
suffering from a
dad's
high fever, the cause of which was unknown. He's not dead. But according to this letter, that news about her father's fever was just a ruse.
A ruse?
That's almost your name. Sure.
So Susie's daddy lied to her so that she'd make the voyage back home? Why would he do that?
I have to admit, I
Pretty funny.
it's a bit.
Weird bit.
I have to admit,
As a
I have
bit.
absolutely no idea. But she believes it's almost certainly related to the case of the haunted lodgings.
You know, the case of the haunted lodging.
The case of the haunted
Yeah,
lodgings
you
that we
know.
all know about.
We all know about it.
We all know about it. Summoning her back to Japan so suddenly like that. I wonder what Miss Susato's father is hiding.
Honey, do you know what it...
No, why does this keep happening today?
Honey, do you know what it's all about?
Ah, well, you can say. What? But you said.
So when his cat mask is on his head, that's supposed to be, oh, he's like dressed up in his coat.
Oh my god. Okay, that's really.
Because it's where his hat is with his goggles.
So it's got a. Please, I have engagements, my dear fellow. My calendar is quite surprisingly full today. I mean, look at my tits. They're just out. I have shit to do.
He's gonna walk out into the public like that, okay?
Sun's out, guns out. And a stringent analysis of the matter would be excessive, I feel, even if I were quite at leisure. So, man the fort in my absence, won't you, Iris?
I will, Hurley. Don't worry. See you later.
It's just defined right there.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, Marie.
Thank you, Nari. You can see the, like, underneath it, too.
It's fucking. I love parts of this outfit, including the fact that he has that harness, and if he turns around, there's like a Sholmes logo on it. And I'm like, why do you have that?
For the folks at home who can't see my mouse, I am just caressing his boobs a little bit.
Good.
He scuttled off rather quickly there.
Scuttled off.
He scuttled off. I think perhaps Professor Mikotoba isn't the only person hiding something here. Sasuke-san was involved in 2 cases, but only one of them was forbidden from being published. By, of all people, Mr. Sholmes.
You know, remember when that happened when we watched
You know, remember that really important case at the Haunted Lodgings that we were all there for?
Aha! I found them at last.
Iris! Are they...
The notes about the case? That's right. Susie and I compiled them together. The case of the haunted lodgings. Do you want to read them, Bruno?
What if
Nah,
there was
I'm
an
good.
option to be like, no, I remember them.
Yeah, I remember it, and you just skip right to case 3. Like, I got it.
God. Speed run.
Call it as abs.
It's a good track. It's good.
6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Absolutely. Thank you, Iris. I have no idea what secrets could still be hiding in the shadows of this case. But perhaps if I read over the notes again, something might come to light.
That's the spirit.
And so, Iris and I decided to read over the case notes again together. Everything from what happened to our investigation and that fierce battle in court that followed. Reliving every detail. I just need to find a clue. And I have all the time in the world. Because of course, I'm no longer allowed to practice law in the courts of Great Britain.
It's barred.
It's
Not really disbarred, just kind of.
like
Suspended?
Suspended.
Yeah.
There isn't you're not a part of the bar association to begin with. So
Can you get disbarred if you were never barred?
You weren't
He's
barred.
just like, he's put in like time
He's
out.
fired. He was fired.
He was just straight up fired.
Well, I guess he wasn't really making money either. So like.
I do, again, I'm just looking at the stream stats right now, and there hasn't been anything over 20 frames per second this entire time.
Oh. It's barred for some slutty weeks. Just saying.
Anyway, if you want to help me get a new setup, you can donate to my Ko-fi. Or you can donate directly. It was 6 months ago. A mysterious incident that unfolded on the wintry streets of London. Hello. A young woman was found lying on the snowy pavement of Briar Road with a knife in her back. Fortunately, her life was spared, but she was unconscious for several days following the incident. The fog was thick, and nobody saw her attacker, but by a cruel twist of fate, a visiting Japanese student was walking behind her at the time and was duly arrested. Hello, little meow meow. That man was Sasuke-san. Soseki-san? I still don't know. And the man who effected his arrest was Mr. Sholmes. Hi, Queen. Believing in our compatriot's innocence, Susato-san and I decided to represent Saseki-san in court. And after a grueling trial of many twists and turns, we finally managed to prove his innocence.
You're fucking kidding. You're
No.
fucking kidding. I thought he was monologuing and I took another bite. He's just gonna be chewing on a little bar. Joyful, joyous, jubilant, jubilation! Thank you.
Was the man's reaction after the trial. But his jubilant jubilation was short-lived. We received a telegram from Mr. Sholmes the following morning. The victim of sorry, I got distracted. The victim of the Briar Road stabbing has regained consciousness. Hurry to Bart's at once. Bart's! Our good friend Bart's! So Susato-san and I summoned a hansom and headed immediately to the hospital. Our good friend St. Bart's.
Yeah.
It's the 21st of February, 5:30 a.m. St. Bartholomew's Hospital Recovery Ward. There's a little mouse rat!
Little mouse rat.
Yes.
The power.
Say the
Remember
line,
when I played
Bart's.
this section, I was just like, 5:30 a.m.
5:30 a.m.
Too early.
Jesus, why are we
Too early.
awake?
Why are we here right now?
Why are we awake?
There you are at last! Good morning, Mr. Sholmes.
Is it? It's 5:30.
It's 5:30 in the morning.
I think not. It's 5 fucking baby.
Oh,
Oh my god.
she's so cute. Oh.
Maybe if we give it a third O, maybe it's like a Beetlejuice situation.
Oh. Sorry, she's pretty. I didn't know what to do. You're late. What on earth took you so long?
But waking up at 5:30 a.m. Your telegram only arrived at 5 o'clock, Mr. Sholmes. And it's a 20-minute ride to the hospital. What were you doing up at 5 a.m.?
Don't worry about it.
Thank you, Kume.
He absolutely has not slept yet.
Nope,
Oh, no.
absolutely
No.
not. That's
Gonna
right.
knock out at like 2 p.m.
Yeah, like an
It's just
adult.
me for real.
That's right, and it's 5:30 now. I think we made very good time. The time is utterly irrelevant. The fact is, I have been waiting for what has felt like an eternity. In point of fact, I myself was awoken at 4 this morning by a telegram boy. And feeling it was somewhat unjust that I alone had been roused at such an hour, I sent one to you. Well, thanks for that.
He is just like me for real.
Anyway, you're here now, so the victim is over there. She's only just regained consciousness.
This is me messaging people at like 4 a.m. and when they respond, I'm like, why are you awake?
Why are you
Turn your
awake?
Notifications off. It's
My brother in Christ, why were you at the Devil's Sacrament?
Yeah, literally.
You should introduce yourselves, and I shall observe from here. So that's the lady who was found on the snow-covered pavement with the knife in her back.
Her name is... Ah, yes. Here we are. Miss Green.
First, Snoop. I want to click on the rat.
A mouse, Mr. Naruto. An enormous mouse. I think that's a very cutely drawn rat.
That's 3D Ghost Trick Rat is what that is.
Yeah, it is.
Vermin in a hospital. There is a mouse! Loose in a hospital! That doesn't seem the best.
But it looks like a very healthy specimen, doesn't it? It's very plump. It's also like the size of my forearm. What the...
That's a big boy.
It's very big.
I don't think they
I'm
make
not-
mice that big.
He's been taking
Not-
his mouse vitamins.
Good for him! Vitamin
Snacking
cheese.
on little crackers.
I'm not sure we can say. Oh, I get it. So this mouse can eat the cheese and I still can't. All right, whatever. I wanna. I'm not sure we can say that's down to the excellence of this facility, if that's what you were thinking.
Cheese and crackers are fun right now.
Oh my god, I googled what the largest type of mouse is, and I shit you not, there's a rodent of unusual size. And, it's very large. Hold on, it is about that size, I think. In Madagascar.
Like straight up a rouse?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Called Petter's big-footed mouse.
That's a rouse, baby.
It's a mouse.
Look, there's a photograph in this frame here.
Oh, that's me.
Oh yes, it's a picture of a young gentleman.
He looks to be about the same age as Miss Green, I would say.
Sorry, I was looking at pictures of mice.
Perhaps the young woman's special someone, do you think?
My, Mr. Naruhodo. I didn't know you had a sense for matters of the heart.
Really?
This is such a cute little screen cap. It comes up every so often.
Not in the least. I sincerely said the first thing I thought of.
Oh my god, an ace attorney. Sorry.
Ace Attorney.
Ace.
Putting the ace in attorney.
Hey.
Happy Pride.
You're
Happy
doing
Pride.
what with the attorney?
You are.
You're putting what in the attorney?
He's that's a demi A-spec man right there.
Yeah, there we go.
There are lots of bottles in that cabinet, aren't there? Do you think it's safe to keep them like that?
There are lots of bottles.
There are a lot of bottles.
If you were a patient here, I feel you'd take some medicine by mistake when you were half asleep.
That is a worry. But at least the cabinet has a lock, even if it's only a flimsy looking one.
Oh, I've no doubt you'd managed to unlock that somehow while you were half asleep as well.
There are limits to even what I can do when I'm half asleep, you know, Miss Usato.
You can ingest dangerous criminals. I believe in you.
What? You can ingest dangerous chemicals. Never give up on your dreams, Naruhodo-san.
It's a very large mouse, Jesus Christ.
It's a big boy!
So large.
There are all sorts of medicines in this cabinet. Look. I'm not sure if it's safe leaving them in reach of everyone like this.
Yes, you're right. I can imagine if you were peckish, you might try a whole bottle or two.
Well, at least there seems to be a little lock to ensure the cabinet doors.
I don't imagine that would stop you if you were hungry. I worry that you'd break the lock.
Hunger doesn't turn me into a criminal, you know, Miss Susato. This
Debate.
isn't a goddamn Snickers commercial, Susato. What the fuck?
It's funnier because we know that Rinosuke is like a food stealer.
Roman showing Rinosuke he's been the Snickers commercial this entire time.
Oh my god! Like, cuts back, like, everything from, like, the Borea on has just been a Snickers commercial. He's, like,
Kazuma's
taking
fine,
over.
actually.
Yeah, I was about to be like, he's taking over Kazuma's identity, and right the last second, Susato's like, you're not you when you're hungry, have a Snickers. He takes a bite, he like, they're back
She
in
does
Japan.
have a
Better.
They all have. Susato has a Banui charm on her purse, and it's of her.
This looks like the treatment notes for whoever's occupying this bed. Let's see. Do not permit to run around the hospital.
The patient doesn't seem to be here at the moment, so.
He or she is probably running around the hospital then.
Fuck.
Oh dear, how worrying.
Shit.
That's where the horse came from.
What's worrying is why they haven't discharged the patient yet. This looks like the patient's treatment notes. Let's see. Do not feed. What is this place, a zoo?
You know, I seem to remember an almost identical sign in our local park.
For the pigeons. Yes, this is a person. Poor
Oh my
woman,
God,
I hope
that
she
read
doesn't regret this. You're so fucking mean to her, my god.
They're so mean to her for no reason.
That must be a bag of Miss Green's personal belongings.
Yeah, probably is right.
She would have been brought directly here after she was found stabbed on the pavement, though.
That can't stop me because Olive Green is one of my favorite side characters in this entire game. I'm so serious.
I expect a friend or family member probably brought some things for her.
Alright then, let's see what's inside. A change of clothes, no doubt, and...
No, Mr. Naruhodo, you must never scrutinize a young maiden's personal belongings.
But the young maiden might have chocolates, or biscuits, or caramel.
It's like a little
Food
mouse.
stealer.
Food stealer!
I love him so much.
He's looking for Snickers.
Alright, all that's left to do is talk to you, I
Actually,
believe.
chocolates or biscuits or caramel sounds more like a Twix bar.
It does sound more
That's straight up a
but I had to
Twix.
do the bit. That's a Twix.
That's
I
a
love
Twix.
Twix.
I mean,
I
actually, I
like
guess
Snickers,
Snickers
but I
is
like
just a
a
Twix
Twix
with
more.
peanuts.
Yeah, instead of the cookie.
Yeah.
I do like a Twix.
Can I say something? Is this a safe space?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dislike for peanuts, is so strong that I fucking hate Twix.
You fucking get it.
You hate
Here's the
Twix?
thing.
Twix.
No, I hate Snickers. I love
Okay.
Twix.
I
Twix.
also don't
I
like
would sell
Snickers.
my soul for Twix.
I don't
um,
like peanuts.
Twix is
Twix sponsor
top
me.
three candy
Mars
for me.
sponsor
Or
me.
Just top three candy.
But my dislike for raw peanuts is so strong that it like cuts
Same.
me off from most candies and shit, and like that
I love-
sucks.
I love like peanut flavored things and like peanut butter. I don't like peanuts on their own though.
Yes, exactly. It's
Yeah,
the
you
fucking
get it.
texture for me. It's the
Yeah, I
texture
don't-
and it tastes
I don't like
different.
It, and it tastes kind of like a bean to me. I
Yes,
don't- Right?
but it's not
I
a
mean, I guess
bean,
they
said
are-
Ninja
they
Brian.
are-
It's a legume.
I was gonna say they are legumes. Fucking, what was I gonna say? I love Reese's Pieces.
Oh, Reese's
Like,
Pieces
those
can
are
stay.
those are like one of my favorite candies. I won't eat something that has peanuts in it.
I will not eat a peanut M&M. I will
You
gorge
understand
myself on
me.
Reese's Pieces.
Exactly.
I love peanuts.
I also love peanuts. We're half and half.
Thank you, Red.
Yes. Hey, at least it's not just Ren and I. He can't break up with me over this.
What are we?
You listen. You broke up with me over tomatoes, man. I don't know what to tell you.
I broke up
Wait,
with you,
what is
and I'll break up with you again over peanuts.
What is the tomato discourse in here? Because I need to know.
There was tomato discourse where I was like, I fucking hate tomatoes, and Ren was like, I think I have to leave.
Okay, I am a tomato enjoyer.
I am
I like-
solidly neutral on tomatoes. I can't
Again, I
sway
like-
it in either way.
I like
I
tomato
like them
soup.
okay
I like the
enough.
sauce. I like pizza. I can't have a
Yeah.
fucan raw. I've been burned. I,
have-
was
I have a
burned by
couple of friends who
tomatoes
are
in my
also
youth. I
on the
can't
raw
have tomatoes,
tomato.
man.
I think my thing with tomatoes is I can get a little weird on cherry tomatoes sometime. I don't know, something about the way it
totally
pops
the
in your
opposite
mouth
for
is
people.
kind of.
Oh, okay.
I think I
But
just finally understood
I-
something from about 16
Oh,
years
you know, I
ago.
do love like a caprese salad, or I like a sliced tomato. I'm just not cherry tomatoes.
I can
are a
see
little-
how like tomato seeds are gross though. That's like the worst
That
part
too,
of a
yeah.
tomato is the weird slimy. I fucking one time when I was in Korea, it was like 5 a.m. and I was jet lagged, and like my mom and I would sleep like in the living room ish area, which was connected to the kitchen. And I woke up and I see my grandfather like hunched on the floor eating a tomato like an apple. It's like the funniest thing, and then I fell back asleep.
You're like, okay,
I was
I'm
like,
gonna leave
okay.
you to your devices.
Like that sounds like a sleep paralysis.
It really does. Just like
I
Very
just
old Korean
realized.
man eating a tomato like that.
I just realized the first time I had a cherry tomato, I was in the car. I was with my father and my brother, probably my mom at the time as well. But I was offered a cherry tomato, and I was like, I don't know what this is. Is this a grape? And I think my dad was like, yeah, it's just like a red grape. And so I popped it in my
No.
mouth, and I was like,
Oh.
this
Well,
is
that was-
not a grape.
That
That's
will
not
sour
great.
you on tomatoes for the rest of your life.
Yeah,
Yeah,
This
that
is
will.
not a grape.
Terrible.
That is yucky. And I feel like, you know what, that was literally one of, you know when you like look back on your childhood and you're like, oh, I totally did have autism and no one told me. Like, that literally just hit me, like,
Yeah.
oh, they didn't mean like it was gonna taste like a grape. They just meant like it had every other property of a grape.
I would also process that as it would taste like a grape if I was a child and I'm hearing that though.
Yeah, I think
If
I
I'm
would
an
also.
adult and I'm hearing that, that's a little ridiculous.
Yeah, but if you're like a kid and you literally don't know what the food is, like, yeah.
No, I'm
I
gonna
do
like
the
if
same.
if I had never eaten a cherry tomato and I would currently at 24 years old and somebody was just like, yeah, it's like a grape, I would be upset too.
It's just like a red grape.
It's very much
No,
not a
it's
grape.
not.
It's
It's
really
not a grape.
I do
Anyway,
think the
that's my
best
weird-
kind of tomato is a sun-dried tomato, and that's
Yeah.
my. Sun-dried tomatoes are delicious. I'll put sun-dried tomatoes.
Another
in
thing.
anything.
Another thing, I love the you know, like the sun chips that are like the salsa.
Yeah,
Some
the
chips.
garden
Best
salt
kind of
ones.
sun
garden
chips,
salt-
Yes. The best kind of
Fuck
sun
yeah.
chips. That's correct.
I
Yeah.
hate actual salsa.
Really?
I do
I
have to
can't.
disagree with you on that one. I love.
I think it's just because it's something that doesn't seem like it should be cold, and it has too many textures.
Okay.
And I
can
can't.
understand that.
I can't do it. I can't, like, it's the same way that I can't do, like, chili or beans or, like, that kind
I
of
also
shit.
hate
I
beans.
can't.
I am a chili enjoyer.
I love beans.
I
Oh my
can't.
God.
Wow.
I can't do it.
Like the only
can't do
beans
it.
that are okay for me are like some beans are on thin ice and I'm like kind of starting to eat them. Lima beans are really good though.
Lima beans I can fuck with, I will say. I can
I
fuck
fuck with
with
lima
Ironically,
beans.
my mom
And like edamame.
likes all beans except for lima beans, which is
What
really
the
weird.
Listen,
hell?
I read a bad
like
case
all
of the
beans.
stripes as a child. I can fuck with lima beans.
I
Oh
think
my
lima
god, that's what
beans
that's
are
from. That's why I know what a lima bean is.
Yeah. My dad hates all beans. I love all beans except green beans, which I don't count as a bean.
My
They're just
parents
not
like
similar. I hate.
They also do not count as what? Oh, I like green beans, but they don't count as beans to me.
I tried them when I was a kid and I hated them, and I've hated them every time I've tried them since. I think it's just one of those foods.
I also
You know, there's
as
always
a
like one
It's like
food
Yeah.
you
snap
don't
peas,
like.
where it's like you expect to like them, and then
Snap
it's
peas
like...
I like snap peas.
I enjoy
Snap peas are like... Okay, I haven't had snap peas in a really long time.
My
I
introduction
love
to
edamame.
my introduction to green beans as a child was like canned green beans with like a metric fuck ton of butter. So of course I liked them.
Mm.
And
I
then
had that
like
too, and I
yeah.
still hated it. I just think I'm not a green
wild
bean
because
person.
then I got to like elementary school hot lunch green beans and they were like crunchy and I was like something's wrong.
Something happened.
God.
This is
Ren, what's
not
your
good.
bean story?
I got a lima bean stuck up my nose as a child.
Yes, I remember that.
I was just like, I wonder what would happen, and then I like sniffed it up, and it just got stuck in there. And it was
like-
it was there for multiple days before it came out.
No.
Wait, you didn't... I was gonna be like, you didn't tell anybody? Of course you didn't tell anybody.
No, I told people, they didn't fucking believe me. Anyway, I like all beans. I'm a bean lover.
Bean lover. Bean lover.
I like
Point and laugh, bean lover.
Beans are good. I love beans. I love chickpeas.
I have a thing against red bean, which is a problem because of Korean.
Really? So I don't know why I got so angry about that.
It's a
Sorry,
nice
I really enjoy red bean.
my
I've actually
exception-
never had red bean, and I've always wanted to try it because it sounds like something I would really like.
My exception is red bean jelly. I really like, and then I have like a couple of things that I like red bean, and again, it's like growing on me. But if a lot of things in Korea, at least, if there's a red bean thing, then it's not uncommon to find like a sweet potato version of the thing, and I will eat that instead, 90% of the time,
Sweet potatoes are good.
or like sweet pumpkin or something. I'll be like, yeah, that.
all the,
Give
all
me the
the
red bean.
variety.
I feel like
that kind of flavor.
Yeah.
Sweet potato, ube.
Yeah.
I think what this is
Yeah.
just coming down to is we should just have a night where we all get tipsy and we make a tier list of vegetables.
Anyway,
Because we
honestly
went off on this
love-
tangent for like 10 minutes.
I love every episode of Lucky Star and also like half of the dialogue in Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. Anyway.
How about that for a new occasion stream?
Honestly,
Is
yeah.
just everyone getting
Vegetable
drunk
tier list.
and making a vegetable tier list.
Honestly, I don't even think you need the alcohol for the vegetables too.
Yeah,
I'm doing it right now.
I'll do that sober.
Good morning.
Take a shot of like vegetable juice or something.
yeah, on the occasion.
Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
Bloody Mary.
Okay, who's voicing this queen?
Oh, that is a question.
I vote
I
MJ.
really like her, but I feel like it should be MJ.
Okay, I'll do it.
I was like based on distribution.
That probably makes sense.
Hello. I'm Rinosuke Naruhodo from the Empire of Japan.
Oh no! Was it your knife that... Are you the man who...
No. I'm a lawyer.
And I'm Susato Mikotoba. I'm pleased to meet you.
Oh no! Was it your knife then? Are you the one?
No. I assure you, I'm Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant. We heard that you'd regained consciousness and wanted to come to give you our best wishes.
Best wishes? For me? Thank you. I'm Olive Green. I'm an artist. Well, no, that's not right, is it? What I mean is, I'm trying to be an artist.
Girl, me too.
Well, what I really mean is, I desperately want to be an artist. But the truth is, I don't have any talent. I know I don't. It's no wonder I was stabbed in the back.
I don't think that's related, actually.
Gosh, this young woman seems to bend over backwards to put herself down.
Fucking cheers, I'll drink to that.
No.
Seeing as we're here, we should ask her about what happened from her perspective, I suppose. Sup, girl? To suddenly be struck in the back by a blade as you were walking along the pavement. What a terrible experience you had, Miss Green.
It was so cold that day, and the fog was so thick, I couldn't see a thing. That was 4 days ago now, I think. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. I'm afraid you've been comatose all that time.
But the case has been solved, hasn't it? While I've been here in hospital, I mean.
Indeed it has, my dear madam. Spectacularly, by none other than I, Herlock Sholmes.
British grammar.
Mr. Sholmes! As you well know, it was Mr. Naruhodo's hard work in court that solved the case.
Are you yet to hear what happened, Miss Green?
Yes, I'm afraid so. A gentleman from the police force is supposed to be coming to fill me in shortly.
What?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, I see.
Hey,
Hi. Naruhodo.
me coming round seems to have made everyone frantically busy. I'm so sorry. I should never have regained consciousness. It was selfish of me.
Oh, no, we're all so relieved that you're on the mend, Miss Green. Really, we are.
With that kind of attitude, maybe her surname should be Blue, not Green.
Also, her name
In
is
Japanese is viridian green, like the paint color.
Oh, I love that.
It's pretty.
I don't know why they switched it to olive, but
I mean, I get it.
More
I feel like
obvious.
olive's more of a...
people know
yeah.
olive better, yeah.
So, you're an artist, are you, Miss Green?
Oh no, I couldn't possibly claim that. I'm a fledgling artist at best. I mean, I'm a student of art, really. At the Thorndike... Sorry.
Happy Pride!
I processed it while I was saying it.
Academy of Fine Arts.
We haven't gotten to the case yet.
We haven't gotten to anything.
Oh my, an Academy of Fine Arts. Great Britain is such a wonderful country.
Tell me, Miss Green, do you live hereabouts?
She's like, wow, art school.
Wow, art school.
I'm so sorry, Queen.
I'm so sorry.
Rip
Actually,
and piss.
Why is she like that? Oh, she's an art student. Never mind.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. You get your fucking you get your ego fucking ripped to shreds
Oh,
at
yeah.
art school.
You do.
I don't deserve it, but I have a little flat on Brixton Road.
Naruto. Oh, very interesting.
Oh, no! Is it?
Brixton is some 10 stops away on the underground from here. And Thorndyke Academy is a mere 3-minute walk from Brixton Town Centre.
This is literally the dialogue that made me realize that there was a subway back then.
Does that matter, Mr. Sholmes? Perhaps not, but Briar Road is a far less salubrious part of town by comparison, dwelt in by those of inferior means, including the maleficent Mr. Moustache.
Maleficent.
Inferior means? I suppose the Seki-san does fit the bill. It struck me as somewhat out of the ordinary for a young fine art student to be walking in such a district. That's all. What's this? She's suddenly clammed up.
Mr. Sholmes, you should be ashamed of yourself, prying into a young maiden's private affairs.
Oh, damn me. Do forgive me.
If you don't mind. I'm being discharged shortly, so I need to pack up my things.
Oh, yes, of course. We won't keep you. Thank you so much, Miss Green.
She's so cute.
I love her.
Oh, Jesus!
I think this has got to be Ren.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Alright. Wait. should we make him bailiff or should we just make him random cop?
Up to you.
Up to you, but the breath you took there killed me.
I can
Really
hear
out
the
of breath from
smile in
running
it.
here.
He was running. Is there Mr. Narrow Fodder here? Mr. Narrow Fodder?
He's trying his best.
Narrow fodder now. Well, if you're looking for Naruhodo, the lawyer, that's me. But
Oh, Mr. Narrow Fodder, good. This is for you. It's a message from a Mr. Saucy Nutsmeg.
that's what they called me in college.
Yup.
Mr. Natsume sent a message to me. I feel like Nutsmeg is the worst combination of syllables you could have ever made.
I
man.
love that it wasn't even nutmeg. Like,
No, we added the
Nope.
smeg in there
yeah.
to make it worse.
You what?
You fucking heard me.
But why would a policeman be delivering a message from Mr. Natsume?
Exactly. What's going on?
What's going on? Sorry.
What the hell is going on? What's a Scotland Yard constable doing playing delivery boy at this time in the morning? Ah, what's he waiting for? Let me see that. Oh. Well, this is most unexpected. Is something wrong, Mr. Sholmes? Is something wrong, Mr. Sholmes, he says. Have you not seen this note?
Is something wrong, Mr. Sholmes?
Is it me, Jesus?
Say something.
No, how could I have? It would seem that London's criminals have no intention of letting the great detective rest. A
You
new
woke
case
up at 5
calls.
a.m.
Case of murder, no less. Excuse you, I woke up at 4 a.m.
God.
We must have parted
Who told
once.
that?
He never woke up. He's been up the whole time.
He's been up, you're right.
He's been up.
Murder?
Call a cab. Time is of the essence. But the trouble is, we've yet to read Mr. Natsume's note. I was thinking we ought to pay him a visit in his lodgings as we did. That will be entirely convenient.
Convenient? What do you mean?
It's all here in the note, my dear fellows. The murder we must investigate took place at Mr. Moustache's lodgings. Wait. What?
Mustache. Like my cat.
Mr. Mustache.
I
Not
have
even
looked up.
technically my cat, but the cat I stole.
Yeah, the cat used it.
Oh, did you actually steal that
Oh my
cat?
god, just
Not-
like Wagahai.
Not really, but
Just like Wagahai for real.
Just like Wagahai.
he literally just he's outside our door all the time, and I think those neighbors whose cat mustaches got another cat,
Oh.
like an indoor cat.
He's not having fun with it.
No, well he doesn't like going inside, and he never goes in their house. He does like going
Oh.
inside our house. He loves going inside our house.
He's an indoor cat to you.
He's an indoor
Yeah.
cat to us.
Anyway, I've looked up how to say this word like every single time I have hit this dialogue, and I still
Oh
don't
my
remember it.
god, I remember this.
I think it's Fiacre. I'm looking it up again. What the fuck?
I remember like a whole conversation
Fiacre?
happening about this
Fiacre?
at one point.
What the fuck? It's Fiacre.
I was gonna guess Fiacre. It looks French.
It's because it's French, yeah.
The
I don't know
French
how
are
to say that in her
stupid.
accent.
French
Okay,
is
but like also
dumb.
sometimes British people say French stuff really stupid.
That's
Fiacre.
true.
Probably.
I think you should just say it as stupid as you can.
I think I'm going
across.
with what Kate just did and saying Fiacre. Because they say lieutenant, and so you can't trust anything they say
It
in French.
sounds right.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll hail a Fiacre at once. They really are like, we need to get all the British forms of transportation in Victoria said by
In a single conversation.
They
It was only
keep doing
yesterday.
it.
It was only yesterday that Soseki-san was in court and we were dispelling doubts about his innocence.
She's just a transportation nerd.
She is. We know this.
She's got the traintism.
She does.
Wow.
She literally does. She mentions it at one point. She's just like, oh yeah, my grandmother used to take me to go watch trains.
I love
Now,
her so much.
the very next day, there's murder at the man's own address. He may very well be the unluckiest man alive. Or so it seemed to us at the time. We were soon to discover it was worse than we thought.
She actually has the like anything with moving parts autism.
Yeah, same.
Because
That's
I was
true.
like, she mentions it at one point, like, I don't know if we've hit the dialogue, but it's at Strongheart's office at one point where you're looking at the clockwork and she's just like, yeah, I really like looking at like clockwork and stuff. And she mentions she's taken apart her father's like pocket watch enough times that he's just given up on having one.
Aww.
Wait, have we not hit that? Because I feel like we've hit that. Because I remember
I
I
feel
think
like
we
we have.
did. I think we did.
I feel like I remember that being verbalized recently, or like
Oh,
somewhat
maybe.
recently.
I don't remember when she says it, but she's not in Strongheart's office that often, so I don't remember.
21st of February, 7:18 a.m. Mr. Natsume's lodgings, ground floor.
Happy
You!
Happy Pride!
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride!
You!
I wonder when that guy comes back again, guys.
When he comes back.
I don't know. He only shows up at one time. Actually, he shows up at one time and then he dies.
He lives, serves content, and dies.
Came back, served more cunt. What the fuck?
Oh, well, the gentleman is deceased without question.
He's dead. The gentleman is deceased without question.
Look, I'm student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire!
Mr. Natsume.
Oh, why? Why is this happening? Why to me? I've only just got out of court! Yesterday! I was finally home after 2 days of misery! And then I wake up the next day to this! No early bird should catch a worm like this!
That's what he gets for all
Wiggle, worm, with that wiggle!
I see you're in high spirits again this morning, Mr. Moustache.
Ah! Not the horrible hairlock shows! Shove off! Show yourself to the door! I never invited you!
Mr. Sholmes came here with us. I'm quite sure he'll be able to help you, Mr. Natsume.
I'm entirely at your disposal, Mr. Moustache. What can I do for you?
Gregson.
Hey, Gregson.
Gregson. Please call me just have this one chance. You again? Give it a rest, buddy.
Give it a rest, buddy.
I feel like we should have Ren Gregson.
Honestly,
Yeah.
Ren.
Okay.
Grenson.
Grinch.
Grit.
Where are you? How can I find you?
Here they are. They are already the busybodies.
Ah, Inspector Gregson. What a pleasant surprise.
I call you Holmes the Meddler.
Pleasant, isn't it? Is it? I can say words. Gives me heartburn every time I see your face at a crime scene, Sholmes.
He's just like
I deduce, Inspector, that your heartburn is a result of your excessive consumption of fried food. Good morning, Inspector.
It's like 6 a.m. isn't it?
Yeah, literally, it's like 7:20 in the morning.
the
Oh my
perfect time
God.
for fish and chips.
Yeah.
It's always time for fish and chips. This is a crime scene. Don't you go touching anything.
Or good morning to you too, sunshine.
I need fish and chips really bad.
Maybe I'll make fish and chips after stream at like 2 a.m.
Yes.
Honestly,
said
I
it in
can
the-
crush some fish and chips.
You said it in the same tone as maybe I'll go to Atlanta.
God,
Maybe
I
I'll go
still
to
doesn't
Atlanta.
sound like me.
It doesn't.
Maybe I'll go to Atlanta.
I'll go to Atlanta.
I don't even know what the context is.
It's a line
It's
from,
999, isn't it?
999.
Yeah, it's a line. Yeah.
Maybe I'll go to Atlanta.
Maybe I'll get to go to Atlanta.
It's
It's because the line, it's like it's in the voiced one, the dub.
Oh.
I heard it out of context and I thought it was me. I was like, who the fuck? That sounds vaguely like me. And I was like, but it's not me. Obviously.
It's not. And then you sent it to me out of context, and you were like, I forget the exact phrasing you used, but you were like, "Who do you think is speaking?" And I was like, I sat there and I was like, this sounds like Ren, but surely that can't be what he's asking me. That can't be the question.
You were like, do you mean what character you're trying to be? I'm like,
No.
No.
But you proved the point, bitch. Anyway.
oh, that's me. Oi, I said hands off. You're gonna mess up my crime scene.
Oh, no, I just wanted to look, that's all.
No chance. I know you're kind. You'll mess it up just by looking at it.
Hey, what the fuck does that mean? Ugh,
I'm
sounds
racist.
Which
sad,
microaggression was that?
There's certainly some bad air in here, isn't there? A man's dead and there are no windows. It smells like shit in here. Alright, it sounds like I better talk to the inspector first and try to curry some favor. Alright, talk to the inspector, we fucking shall. So, Inspector, what was the victim's name? Who was he?
Mr. William Shamspeare. He was a lodger here.
No. That's not your fucking name.
That's his name.
That's his fucking name,
I
kid.
promise you we're not doing...
This isn't an
We're
Egbert.
not
This is
doing
actually
that.
his fucking
His
name.
legal
This is it.
name is William
That's-
Shakespeare.
That's his name.
I was surprised too. Like...
That's on his birth certificate.
That's on his birth certificate!
It's his God-given name.
That was his God-given name!
That's his Christian name.
I was convinced at the, until the end of the case, I was like, they're gonna tell us that his name is actually something else. It's, not gonna be important, but they're gonna tell us he has a different, he doesn't.
What's his name?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
What a man.
What a man.
What a guy. Rest in peace.
A mighty good man.
Rip and piss.
He died.
You know,
He couldn't. They were like, he would serve too much cunt alive. We have to kill him.
yeah.
Yeah. As you can probably tell, he was an actor. A bit of a dead loss as it happens. Or just dead.
He's already dead. So we mean.
Mr. Shamspeare.
Gregson, a man is dead.
It was the landlord, old Mr. Garadeb, and the other lodger, Mr. Natsume, who found him. The fella didn't rise at his usual hour, so Garadeb got word and kicked the door down.
You let the guy with the cane kick a door down. He's like 80 years old. He's not 80.
Doesn't
old, though.
Mr. Garadev have a bad leg?
Oh, they said it.
Oh, yeah, you're right there. It was that jittery Japanese, oh god, hunchback over there who actually did the kicking.
Really? Sasuke-san.
The victim was pretty hard up, it seems. He'd
What?
done some time inside, you heard me,
What?
inside for petty crimes.
Spend some time where?
What? What?
I had no money, no place to go, and no friends. It's only acquaintances with the people in this house.
So who was he fucking?
Oh, wouldn't you like to know, Kate?
Why do we all say miserable life and a miserable end to it?
What the fuck does that mean?
Don't just
Hard
keep
up for
pressing the
someone.
keep pressing the dialogue.
So-
It's fine.
So, okay, so what exactly is Mr. Natsume still doing here? He's not involved in the investigation, so shouldn't you have sent him away from the crime scene?
Well, I'm not saying it's because the fella looks odd or anything, or that he acts suspicious. I thought it would be prudent to take a statement from the cohabiter.
You nearly said culprit there, didn't you?
Oh dear. Mr. Natsume appears to be under suspicion again.
Oh dear, Mr. Gregson has done a racism.
Oh dear, Mr. Gregson has done a racism.
Certainly seems that way. He does just come across as such an odd fellow, doesn't he?
No, Mr. Naruhodo has done an entire racism. Oh man, how unfortunate.
Anyway, I can't say much until the coroner gets here. But I don't think the fella's been gone that long. The body's still warm.
Even if the inspector would allow it, I don't think I could bring myself to touch a dead body.
I want to see it happen where Renosuke just and then he touches it and immediately screams.
Oh, this also implies he didn't touch Kazuma. It's corpse.
Well, they already.
I had to specify that.
Yeah, they already took away his body.
Yeah, they.
And Renosuke
I guess that's better. I feel like it would have been way more traumatizing if they didn't do that. I guess. Hi. What a terrible thing to have happened.
Hold on.
Oh, did you eat again?
Every single time.
What's the rule?
I'm
Well, the
really
rule's about
good with
drinking, it's not about eating.
It goes both ways. It's fine.
It's putting, I was about
Yeah,
to say,
so
put
do
anything
I.
in
Happy
your
Pride.
mouth.
Happy Pride. Be who you are. It's only been 3 days since I was arrested for the incident on the pavement outside. And then, having finally regained my freedom, it starts happening all over again. And this existence of excruciating experiences. Me fucking too, oh my god.
Cheers, I'll drink to that. So, the victim lived here on the ground floor, and your room is just one story up, isn't it?
Yes, that's right. In a way, we were neighbors, I suppose.
So,
Oh my
did
God,
you
they
know
were
the victim?
neighbors.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god, they were neighbors. So, did you know the victim? Are you friends? Oh, that's loaded. Hi. Soseki. Soseki. What's the matter with Soseki-san now? It was an innocent enough question, wasn't it? Why does he seem so shaken by it?
You're trying to out me. Well, I suppose he wasn't a complete stranger. But did he ever invite me to his room? Never! I've never had gay thoughts! On my honor, I
You can't catch me!
I love
What?
Yaoi.
Says the CEO of Toxic
Toxic
Yaoi.
Yaoi.
What an extreme reaction. You're probably wishing you'd never asked now, aren't you, Mr. Naruhodo?
No, this is funny. Continue.
When we found him here, I felt wretched, which is why I sent word asking you to come. Through that inspector over there!
Hey, bud, what are you doing up there?
I know what you want.
Hey, why are you doing that? Hey, what? Your back looks incredible, but that's not the point. What are you doing? Look at his look at that. Look at that ratio. Mr. Sholmes? What are you doing? You need only observe to know it, my dear fellow. Investigating naturally. There's nothing natural about that pose.
Mr. Sholmes, have you made some miraculous discovery?
Patience, my dear madam. Patience. We've not been in here in this room 5 minutes. So far, all I've managed to deduce is what actually happened.
Ah, that's me. My goodness!
God, please.
Isn't that everything we need to know, Mr. Sholmes?
Please, please. Now that you proposed the idea, I believe one could indeed see it that way. At the present time, I've managed to draw 2 incontrovertible conclusions. The first, that there was a physical struggle here last night in which the victim fought for his life. Mr. Natsume, what's wrong? Is it something that Mr. Sholmes said significant somehow? That was a lot of S's. Are you proud of me?
No,
Oh.
don't mind me. Forget I was here.
And my second conclusion is that there was a poison lingering in the air here last night that passed the victim's lips.
Nonsense!
All right, Mr. Natsume, why are you reacting so extremely to Mr. Sholmes' deductions?
No, please, pretend I'm not here. Invisible, ineffable, inscrutable, insignificant.
Impossible to ignore.
You must tell us everything, Mr. Sholmes. Spare no detail.
Oh, he was within an inch of his life, all right. But of course, let the theatrical tragedy before us be unraveled by my great deductions, presented for your pleasure in 2 acts. I've heard some truly astounding great deductions from Mr. Sholmes in the past. No doubt this will be no exception, but miracles will unfold before our eyes this time. So, my dear fellows, for your delight and wonder, let the curtain rise, for Herlock Sholmes' Logic and Reasoning Spectacular, Act 1.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Careful observation of the victim reveals to us the events that transpired in the disconsolate room last night. Foam at the mouth of the deceased clearly indicates the use of poison.
Oh my god, sorry, I just remembered something.
Next to the victim, we notice a large dining plate which contains, you will observe,
Oh, I'm so excited.
1/2 of a sizable bar of soap. Meaningful? Indubitably. Why is the soap set so purposefully upon the dish? Like a victim's last supper, in fact. Yes. Could it be that the man was about to eat it? Of course, the fork reveals the answer.
That's one of my favorite animations. Just Saseki side-eye.
Bombastic.
I'm so fucking done.
It appears that the young man's appetite was his undoing. Taking up arms in the form of his cutlery, the victim engaged in a deadly battle for his life. Yet the struggle against his hunger was in vain, for in the end he couldn't resist devouring the slippery feast.
No, he didn't so.
If I eated soap, no I didn't. But London's foul soap is besmirched by foul poison. Yes, the victim's life was claimed by poison that tainted the contents of the plate. The soap and the lather about the young man's mouth are too perfectly matched to ignore. The cause of death was clearly intoxication due to excessive ingestion of foul soap,
As opposed to not foul soap.
as opposed to lush bath bombs, though personally I have greater interest in the taste of foul candle wax, of course.
You would eat those lush soaps that. Sorry, that's funny. The lush soaps that look like cheese so much.
Yeah.
No, he would. That's
He
canon.
The outfit changing is really fun.
The
It
outfit
is,
change
it's adding a lot.
I always forget.
The cause of death identified, we proceed to Act 2, where we ponder the next question. Was this suicide or murder? Jesus. The audience will recall that the death occurred during the victim's last supper. Did the man dine and die alone? The single teacup suggests the answer.
What's up, Peter?
To draw a conclusion on such meagre evidence would be foolish, however, certainly. The careful criminal could have absconded with his own cup to cover his tracks. Well, allow me to lift the veil of doubt, my dear fellow. Indeed. What reveals the answer, of course, is the broken lock. Though forced open now, at the time of the incident, this door was locked. And the sole key was in the victim's pocket.
They really, did that entire render of a key for,
In other words, hold my hand, when the victim consumed the poison, he must have been alone. Alone with his inferior soap, from whence wafted an inferior scent.
I love the implication that other soap would be fine.
And with that acrid aroma lingering in the air, the victim met his end in tragic solitude. We can take comfort only in the fact that his soul was well cleansed on its way to the hereafter.
No possible perpetrator present.
No possible perpetrator.
Perpetrator present! Thus concludes the final act of Sherlock Holmes's great deduction.
Oh, what is wrong with you, baby boy?
Oh, what is your...
Well, he eats soap, for starters.
He eats
He eats
soap.
soap.
He prefers candle wax.
Yeah.
I love him so dearly.
I love him so much.
There's just one thing, Mr. Sholmes. You are disposed to identifying just one thing, aren't you, Mr. Naruhodo? Pray, what concerns you? Well, no matter how hungry he was, do you really think the man would have eaten soap?
How hungry?
It's the horse from the hospital, just like...
It's the horse from the hospital. It's Silver Blaze himself.
It is quite apparent that this man had barely a penny to his name. He's an actor, of course.
Yeah.
It is a curious thing, but to one so destitute, soap can suddenly appear quite irresistibly appetizing.
How extraordinary. British people are fascinating.
I wish to study them under the microscope. In truth, I have tried a little soap myself in the past. You've eaten it, you mean? My dear fellow, it was some time ago now. My postulation was that it would cleanse my gut.
And did it?
As I writhed in agony on the floor and spilt the contents of my stomach, yes, I believe it did.
I threw up.
Mr. Sato, I threw up. The experience taught me a valuable lesson.
Into Iris's room in the middle of the night.
Iris! Iris! I threw up!
I love the implication that his child walked out and saw him on the floor.
Honey, did you eat soap again?
Health influencer Sherlock Holmes.
Oh my god.
The experience taught me a valuable lesson. Soap is quite poisonous. It has an unpleasant taste and leads to great discomfort. In summary, I cannot recommend it. Use my code Holmes to get 50% off at Lage. Believe me, I wouldn't eat it even if you did.
something that troubles me as well, actually.
Oh? What's that?
It's Mr. Natsume.
Ah!
I couldn't help him. Wait, no. Yes. I couldn't help noticing him shuddering and quivering out of the corner of my eye. Almost as if Mr. Sholmes's deductions touched a nerve somehow.
No, nonsense.
Just runs out of steam.
Well, that clenched teeth episode didn't last.
I think, judging by Mr. Natsume's reaction, the great detective's deductions may need some gentle corrections in order to reach the actual truth.
Yes, Mr. Sholmes's observations and deductions are sometimes a little too sharp. He has a tendency to hit the nail on the side of the head and drive it in at an obtuse angle.
Such a good.
It's really funny.
When he does that, it falls to us to straighten things out.
Mr. Natsume,
Happy
during
Pride.
Pride Month. That was such a cute animation, the way she was looking up inside.
Alright then. Let's see what we can do.
Yes, we must pick out the key words in Mr. Sholmes's quite brilliant deductions. And discreetly exchange them for something that makes a little more sense. If we can do that,
Yay!
I'm sure we'll arrive at what Mr. Sholmes meant to say in the first place.
I had a solid second where I was like, did I say the first place? I
Get
the
you now!
fear in my heart.
Sometimes I can still hear his voice.
In the
First
first
pace,
place.
fuck!
Oh.
Oh. In that case, are you ready for the second performance of the day? Once again, my dear fellows, for your continued delight and wonder, let the curtain rise, for Herlock Sholmes' logic and reasoning spectacular. Act 1.
And also, I love that his pipe is, it also changes. Poisoning from self-ingestion.
Careful observation of the victim reveals to us the events that transpired in this disconsolate room last night. Jesus. Why he look like that? Foam at the mouth of the deceased clearly indicates the use of poison. Next to the victim, we notice a large dining plate which contains, you will observe, 1/2 of a sizable bar of soap. Meaningful? Indubitably. Why is the soap set so purposefully upon the dish? Like the victim's Last Supper, in fact. Yes. Could it be that the man was about to eat it? Of course, the fork reveals the answer.
It gets me every time.
It's so funny.
Well,
You look so
The
tiny.
deductions in this game are just so peak.
They're really good. Every
They're
single one in
so
this
good.
one.
Every
Like the ones in the
single one.
last game also good, but this one, each one is like exponentially better than the last.
It's incredible.
It's so good.
well, you can't deny that a fork implies the man was eating something, or about to eat something. As perhaps.
The fork.
Yes, that's true. If I were to decide to eat some soap, I should prefer to use a fork than attempt it with chopsticks.
And of course, only half of the bar of soap is left on the plate.
What are the words that I just said? She's just like, yeah, a fork is the logical choice.
Like, if I'm gonna eat
Analyze
soap,
the
I'm gonna
method
use a
of eating
fork.
soap.
Well, yeah, obviously I'm gonna use a fork and not chopsticks. I'm not an animal.
It's giving the same energy as the vine that's like,
Why would I eat drink detergent if I didn't like, or why would I eat deodorant if I didn't like the taste?
why would I eat it was, why was there, fuck. Hey, why don't you use, or something about, like, why was there, like, why do, like, no. What the fuck is the first line of
Is
that
it not
vine?
deodorant? I don't remember.
It's shaving cream and whipped cream.
Oh, it's yeah.
And then it's like, do you not use, why do you use, like, whipped cream when you shave? I don't like the way shaving cream
I
tastes.
don't like the way it tastes. You've been eating shaving cream? No, why would
No,
I?
why would
eat shaving cream
why would I be eating if I didn't like the way it tastes?
God.
But might there not be some other explanation? something material that proves whether or not the man really ate some soap.
Bombastic side-eye.
Hey, Kate, I'm begging you, every single time there is a teacup in this deduction, you need to click on
Okay.
it. You have to.
Oh, okay.
If it's not the answer.
Do you think he was drinking tea with his soap?
The cup's empty, so there's no way of knowing.
Ah, how about this for an idea? Perhaps the cup was full of water, and he was dissolving soap in it so he could gulp down as much as possible.
Please remember that he may not actually have been the soap lover that he's been made out to be.
God. Why are you like this? Yeah, what rotates my fucking camera here? There we go. Hello? Why is there another fucking piece of soap? Oh, it broke. I thought this was, I was about to be
Saving it
like,
for
damn,
later."
this bitch loves soap. I didn't see it was broken.
No, it's broken. How would you feel if the deduction was that that's not soap, it's cheese?
I expected it to be that. It was like he was gonna eat cheese.
No.
Look,
soap.
there's more soap on the floor here. Mr. Shamsphere must have really loved the stuff.
Wow.
Let's not jump to conclusions, Mr. Naruto. Look closely at this soap.
Are they about to have the conversation we just did?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Do you see that it would fit together perfectly with the half bar on the table?
What the? How could that be?
I love when they go, what the? I know he ate a cheese.
I know he ate a cheese.
I think they are two halves of the same bar that broke apart. Don't know how the fuck it ended up over there though.
I don't know how the fuck you did that, but goddamn.
So far. It flew.
Is that your foot? What the fuck is that? Oh, that's
I have no
from
idea
your
what
cat.
that is.
I think it's from your
Oh, okay.
cat. Look at his dumbass shoes.
I've never noticed a shoe.
The man is dead. Leave him alone. Jeez.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm making fun of the dead body.
that's. Wait, there's another
I
teacup
also
over here.
hadn't
Can I click
really
it? Damn it.
comprehended his shoes.
Yeah, they got bows on them. Yeah.
Okay, I
Like,
think.
he's
I
serving. He's
think-
been dead.
Still serving. I'm guessing
There-
it's just this other piece of soap because that's what was hidden.
There is other stuff that you're able to see, I think. It's gonna be real, I don't
yeah, it was
know
that.
what it is, but I think it is. Wow.
Oh,
You look so good in this.
he's
I like
so
him.
pretty. He really does look. It's
He
by
looks-
far the best DLC outfit. Sorry.
Oh, yes.
He's just so pretty.
He looks so good. Iris outdid herself.
She really did.
There's a lot to take in here.
Yeah, there is.
First of all, he's sexy.
He's so hot in this. I'm gonna be
He's
so real.
listen. I have said before that Ryunosuke Naruhodo is hot.
Yeah, he is.
He is sexy in this.
Yeah.
I'll fucking say it.
He looks good in this.
He looks good. Oh my god, Lil Chunosuke has a fucking little Karuma and a little Hachimaki. Holy shit.
It also, when he does, like, when he does anything, but it's most noticeable in spatial examinations, Chunosuke turns his head.
Oh!
It's very cute. It's, like, hard to tell in most of his iterations, but that one, like, you can see Chunosuke go, like,
Oh, do tell Kume while I'm recovering over here. God, he's gorgeous. He's gorgeous. Could it be that the man was about to eat it? Of course, the other piece of soap reveals the answer.
Kazuma had to die because if he had saw this,
On the spot!
died anyway.
On the
Yeah.
spot! It being the other half of the soap on the table. In short, the victim was not eating soap. That's Sholmes. It being the other half of the soap on the table. In short, the victim was not eating soap at all. But it's obvious, really. Oh, he is turning his head! Oh! For no doubts
It
of
looks like
hunger.
he's looking right at his tits.
Yeah,
I mean,
It's the-
hard
the-
not to look there.
it's the thing where it's like the dude has a bigger chest than the girl, and she's like,
yeah.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
this.
that's exactly that picture.
But it's obvious, really, for no depth of hunger could drive any man to attempt to eat soap.
It's also very cute that Iris made and designed both Ryunosuke and Susato's, but Sholmes designed that.
Sholmes had that in his pocket.
Yeah,
he
it
was like,
shows.
It is canon that he designed it himself.
even I, with my unquenchable thirst for practical knowledge, took only a single bite.
Very funny. The design notes are like, yeah, we wanted to put him in like a nicer kimono, and then we thought about it, and then we were like,
Nah. Nah. I want to kiss him, but that begs the question of how the man was poisoned, because there's no sign of any food on the table. I scared the shit out of him. An excellent observation, Mr. Naruhodo, and one that furnishes us with the answer we seek.
dude, I'm sorry.
For London's foul soap is besmirched by foul poison. Yes, the victim's life was claimed by the poison that tainted the contents of the plate. Mr. Sholmes is still pushing the soap argument, then.
Perhaps he's suggesting the man lick the soap rather than ate it.
If soap in London is that poisonous, I don't think I want to be washing my hands with it. There are no signs of any food in this room at all.
I mean, soap is made of lye, so it is that poisonous.
Of course, food isn't the only thing that passes people's lips, is it?
What?
Drink, my child, drink!
Okay.
It's the soap!
It's the soap! No.
It's the fork!
Obviously, who's trying to work?
We examine the teacup. Yes. A Western vessel for the serving of infusions of dried tea leaves.
It's a teacup, Mr. Naruhodo. As you well know. Stop putting on airs. And it's empty.
Ah, so we've already established that the victim wasn't eating soap when he died. Poisoned dick? However, there is significant evidence to suggest that he was drinking tea.
My thoughts exactly.
It was the fork, Your Honor. Is there anything else that we can... Nope,
think
it's just the... Can't fucking...
I don't know how much it lets you rotate, but
I wanted. There's a couple shots in here where you don't like rotate that much.
yeah,
And, like, I can't go up and down either. You can see me trying.
yeah.
Damn. Alright.
I think that's the extent of it.
Take that!
There's a couple different camera angles in this one though, so we'll get to the other stuff.
Move around.
We dance, if you will.
We dance. Yes, the victim's life was claimed by poison that tainted the teacup. Indeed, cups have been the vessel of choice for practicing poisoners for over the centuries. And it would appear that this victim drank every last drop. There's no sign of food anywhere in the room.
Oh, it looks like Natsume's looking at the teeth.
Oh my god. They look fantastic! You took your binder off, they look great! Which leads us to the immutable conclusion. The cause of death was clearly intoxication due to the ingestion of poison contained in this teacup.
Sorry, it turns points every
This
time.
transition's really fun.
It really gets me.
Woo! Variation. The cause of death identified, we proceed to Act 2, where we ponder the next question. Was this suicide or murder? The audience will recall that death occurred during the victim's last supper. Did the man dine and die alone? This single teacup suggests the answer.
The holder sleeves are so good. The phoenix colors are very good.
Ah, the Western vessel for infused hot drinks again. It's already featured heavily in our deductions so far.
Yes, we can imagine that shortly before his death, Mr. Shamspeare was having a drink of tea. There would be nothing remarkable about that. But what troubles me...
is Mr. Natsume's reaction when he heard Mr. Sholmes suggest it. There's more to this deduction than it seems.
We must closely examine the scene of the crime again for some more clues.
They're finishing each other's sentences and deductions because their brains are working so fast.
Click on the teacup. It's empty, and it's the only cup on the table.
It would appear so, yes. And when you consider those facts, Mr. Sholmes' reasoning seems highly logical.
But it's always the same in these deductions. The real truth is always buried a little deeper than the great detective suggests.
The game doesn't let us pick the option that Holmes said.
Mr. Naruhodo, you seem very dubious of Mr. Sholmes all of a sudden.
All of a sudden.
All of a sudden, I've been shit-talking that man since day one. What are you fucking talking about? So there is another fucking teacup, girly. It's another Western vessel for infused.
It's a teacup! And it, too, is empty!
Given that he's actually holding this one in his hand.
We can assume that this is the cup from which Mr. Shamsphere was actually drinking.
Somebody pointed out that Renosuke's stuttering when he starts saying that line of dialogue. Is the Western...
It's the Western! it's the Western vessel! It's a teacup!
It's a teacup!
Stop! But if that's the case, this changes everything. Everything we've deduced up to now is turned on its head. I have a bad feeling about this. I almost don't want to say it.
Yes, I know exactly how you feel.
You've gotta go! Does rigor mortis set in that fast? Because that's impressive.
I don't think we know how long he's been dead.
I mean, it's only been like... Okay, my timeline here is that Mr. Sholmes woke up at 4 a.m., so he was already dead before 4 a.m., and it depends on how fucking long it takes to get from, you know, this shit, you know, like finding the body to getting a telegram, I guess, fucking across the street. They're not that far away. And, you know, like, fuck it. Like, also, that's the funniest fucking shit, is just getting Gregson to walk a letter across the fucking street. But anyway.
Also, the answer is rigor mortis is very fast.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was a
It comes
long
up in
time.
another case, actually.
Oh, interesting.
Take that!
Rigor mortis happens fairly quick. Not like wow.
Did the man dine and die alone? This other teacup suggests the answer. Yes, there were two teacups in this room all along.
The teacup is to
She rigor on my mortis very quickly. In other words, hold my hand. This is a strong indication that at the victim's last supper. Who the fuck is that?
That's the Bruce Fairplay silhouette.
Why is it the Bruce Fairplay silhouette?
I guess he's just the default man.
There was a guest present.
Bruce Fairplay, to my knowledge, does not come up again.
At the very least, we can say now with certainty that somebody else was here in the room last night, taking tea with the victim.
What are you talking about? Utterly, unbelievably, unjustly, unreasonable.
Obviously Bruce Fairplay did it.
It was
To draw a
obviously
conclusion-
Bruce Fairplay. He's Australian.
He's Australian! To draw a conclusion on such meager evidence would be foolish, however, certainly. In which case, what more can we deduce about this possible guest at the table? Well, allow me to lift the veil of doubt, my dear fellow. Do you mean to say you know exactly who exactly was in this room at the time of the victim's death? Indeed. What reveals the answer, of course, is the broken lock. I'm not sure I like where this deduction is going now.
I'm afraid it's too late to go back to the halcyon days of eating too much soap.
Halcyon. But the identity of the guest who was in here last night when the victim passed away is something I have a very bad feeling about.
Well, you can try to ignore your feelings, but we cannot ignore the truth, Mr. Naruhodo.
No, I suppose not. Look around again.
Happy Pride.
Happy
Pride,
Pride.
be who you are.
Happy Pride.
Ow, my ankle. My anky. I have bad anky. I need a proper chair so bad.
I feel you on that. My chair is terrible.
Actually,
sitting-
I don't have bad ankles. I have bad knees.
I'm sitting crisscross applesauce on my fucking bed. This is not
I don't
it.
have bad ankles, but I do have weird ankles. I can
I also have
pop
weird
them out of socket.
Jesus.
I can crack my left ankle like ad infinitum.
Oh, I crack both my ankles all the time. That's just hashtag just dance things. It's empty.
Empty of liquid, but full of air. That makes you think, doesn't it?
Do you think you're funny?
Yeah, I do.
Oh my God, literally, she's so mad. It makes me think that you're full of hot air. We should be thinking about who else was in the room at the time. She sounds like
Thank you, Stretch. Thank you,
she
Water.
also had to wake up at 5 a.m.
It's a teeny.
Bother. Susato-san's quip in response was cleverer than my original riddle.
Big stretch.
Big stretch.
Oh, stretch. Oh, I just cracked my back so bad.
Hell yeah! At first glance, it seems like the only things in this room are the makeshift stage are the what? At first glance, it seems that the only things in this room are the makeshift stage and the costumes. I overlooked these 3 books initially.
I wonder what they are. Let's see, the titles read. The picture of Monsieur Lecoq, Canterbury Yearnings, and A Meal for Gaborio.
Wait. I'm sure I've heard those titles before.
It could just be an incredible coincidence, but they're the exact same 3 books that Mr. Natsume purchased the other day.
You know, stacked up like this, they could be a rainbow.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
What? Yes, on the day of the unfortunate incident when Miss
What?
Green was stabbed. What?
Really?
Soseki-san had just been to a bookshop and bought them. That's right.
And now those 3 titles are here in the room of the victim.
Yet Mr. Natsume claims never to have been here before.
I had a nickel every time one of these deductions felt like we were uncovering an affair.
What does this mean, do you think?
I really don't know what to make of it. Fuck.
Take that!
Indeed, what reveals the answer, of course, is the pile of familiar books. Quite so. It's no mere coincidence that these 3 titles are here in this room. It's the link to the truth. Mr. Natsume, you purchased these books 4 days ago at a secondhand bookshop.
That's just a coincidence.
In that case, you will be able to bring the same 3 titles from your own room, will you not? This very moment.
No, never. Non-negotiable.
If you can't bring your own copies here, it proves that these 3 books are in fact yours. Oh, he's there then. Having purchased the books 4 days ago and returned to your lodgings, you were arrested the very next day. He's voguing, so you could conceivably have brought the
I'm
books.
voguing.
You brought the books here on that evening, but you never mentioned that. In other words, hold my hand. You could only have brought these 3 books here to the victim's room.
I love that animation. It's fun.
It's so good. Last night, having returned to your lodgings after the trial concluded at the Old Bailey. I'm gonna choose to imagine that that is Sholmes just
Yeah,
Yeah.
it totally is.
I think Sholmes is doing the poses too.
Absolutely. And Shoal chose only one possible conclusion. The victim died here in his room last night as a result of poisoning. And that same night, the victim had a visitor. And that visitor
I love that.
He's so silly. Wow.
was you, Mr. Soseki Natsume. Thus concludes the final act of Herlock Sholmes' great deduction.
Feel something there.
I'm gonna kiss them. So gently, and so rough and passionately.
Hello.
Herg. Herg. Not again. Not again. Not again.
Sorry, seeing his teeth from this side angle and just seeing like the inner of his like cheek right here is so fucking
My
wild.
gums are so bloody.
Dentist,
Dentist
when
when
you
you
leave.
Leave?
Dentist, when you leave. Not again.
Well then, Mr. Natsume.
Oh shit, you're here.
Yeah, I've been here the whole fucking time.
Oh, I love Game Changer.
It would appear you're gonna have to accompany me down to the yard. Again.
But wait! Sorry, I had to click the window. Hold your horses!
Yes?
Door, key, locked, entry, exit, entirely impossible!
He's so flustered he's being even stranger than normal.
What, you think that's an alibi? You could have just made a copy.
What?
You live in the same building after all. You have had plenty of opportunity, I'm sure.
But misery me!
Oh, the misery. Everybody.
Everybody wants to be my enemy!
Yeah.
Sorry,
I
sir.
am Misery Cat!
Alright. Sorry, sir. You'll get your chance to give your side of the story later.
The facts speak for themselves, Mr. Moustache. Everybody wants to be my
Just doing that in the corner.
You horrible hairlock Sholmes!
Really has found himself an arch rival now, hasn't he?
Come on now. No dilly-dallying. Outside, there's a carriage waiting.
Welcome, student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire! I never imagined I'd be in this position again, but... You have to help me! Please, please! I'm innocent!
Alright, I understand. We'll come to your cell later and talk about it.
And one more thing.
Oh, yes?
My poor little kitty cat. Please give him his breakfast for me.
Absolutely. Where's Waggy? And so, his evil curse still apparently unbroken. So Seki-san found himself once again the prime suspect in a case of murder. Thanks to the incriminating deduction of the great detective. My dear fellow, that honor belongs to you. You fucked him over, not me. Well, at least that means Inspector Gregson's no longer here. I can examine the crime scene in more detail now.
Yes, that's right. And of course,
What? Waggy transgender. Happy Pride Month.
have you forgotten what the inspector mentioned before? It was the landlord, Mr. Garadeb, who discovered Mr. Shamspeare.
Oh, Mr. John Garadeb, yes.
Unfortunately, we have to talk to him again. Sorry.
No!
Garrett on his own is fine.
Yeah.
He's
It's
okay. His wife and the jokes that they make are terrible. people, but
Oh,
don't worry,
life.
his wife is in jail.
Fortunately,
It's okay.
his wife's in jail.
His wife is luckily in jail for manslaughter. Anyway,
I expect, or like attempted. I don't know. I expect we could find him in his sitting room on the top floor as usual.
Right. We must remember to go and talk to him later, then. We'll
Look
just
around
delay
now.
that shit as long as possible.
They really just left the body in here and then
Yeah,
like
Rex just
He's so leggy.
dude,
He's so laggy.
That's
There's
just
so much
so
leg.
it's
Egg.
really
small.
funny. He's just like me for real.
me too.
And here we
I
have
am mostly leg and mostly arm.
I am mostly leg and not mostly arm. My arms are really short.
And here we have another disproportionately large machine. This looks like a meter of some kind.
Ah, this is a gas meter, I think. It seems that in this district, residents pay for gas as they use it with coins.
Ah, Naruhodo. Yes, now you've pointed it out. I can see that there's a slot just here that looks like it would take a coin. So you mean if you put a coin in here...
It's like the world's worst gacha machine. That's right. That would buy you about 2 hours of gas for lights and heating.
So, if you were a poor person with no money, you'd have to sleep in the freezing cold?
Reprianos came out of it. You would have loved gachapon machines.
He would
Yes.
have.
You would have loved those. You would have blown so much money on those anyway.
He would be just like me for real in Yakuza 0.
Yeah. God.
We spent. I will remind the group, for those of you who haven't been watching Yakuza 0 with me and Ren, there have been multiple streams where I've spent upwards of 20 to 25 minutes at a goddamn claw machine.
Real as hell. Listen, Gunchan's in there.
Gotta get him.
I want the fucking bird. I want that bird so bad. I found, actually, somebody sent me like a listing of like pride birds, which are very cute, but like I looked at them and I was like, that's Bunchan.
That's Bonchan.
Yes, or if you're a scatterbrain with no change because you forgot to exchange your money at the bank.
Thank goodness there's no meter in our office.
Because you would forget.
Because I would forget immediately, yeah. You know me so well, Susato-san. This is a gas wall light, isn't it? Must be connected to a gas pipe in the wall.
They're an unstoppable team up because Ryunosuke has ADHD and Susato has a note-taking type of autism.
Yeah! Yeah, imagine not being there
Gas
for the Yakuza streams.
Yeah, fuck.
Gas lights, a gas stove, a girl boss. London really is a city of gas.
Now that I think about it, Mr. and Mrs. Garadeb had an open fire on the top floor, didn't they?
I think they just don't know fire safety. Oh yes,
That's
you're
fair,
right.
actually, knowing their shit.
It is Victorian England. I don't recall seeing a gas stove up there.
Well, I much prefer a real fire anyway. It's so much cozier. Ryunosuke, dead man. Must I remind you?
There's a dead man here.
Look at these extravagant bright costumes. Somehow they look out of place in this room with its grim, shady goings-on.
This one looks like a king's attire.
King. I've always dreamt of being a king.
Oh, I think you'd be more suited to a feudal lord, a daimyo or such like.
The Chonmage top knot. Every Japanese man wishes he had a Chonmage.
Does he?
Oh, you'd look wonderful with one, and you already have the sword.
Can you imagine what would happen if I walked around the streets of London with a Chonmage and a sword?
That's it. Okay.
Here's where I'm gonna quietly look to Julie for reassurance that I said Chonmage correctly.
Yeah.
Yes! I was like, I think that word came up in a bonus boy. I couldn't remember.
It's fucking Ouchie's hair.
Yeah, that's what he has. Or, yeah. Well, he still has
Well,
it. It's just-
well,
he didn't cut the Chonmage off.
What's this?
it looks like part of an envelope, I think.
Yes, I think you might be right. Perhaps it was torn off when the letter was opened.
Oh, don't message me about work now.
Saturday at like 10.
It's Saturday at 11
It's at
p.m.
almost 11, yeah.
It's fine.
Is that significant?
Well, it's a little out of place, perhaps. When you look around the room, there's no sign of a letter. All the rest of the
I say envelope like envelope, but British people don't.
all the rest of the envelope, in fact, is there.
Ah, she's right.
So this is a weird dialogue to have when I'm in the middle of the fucking envelope part of Turnaround Succession right now.
Mm.
And yet, here we have the torn off end of an envelope. I'm concentrating so hard to say envelope correctly. It just strikes me as unusual.
I agree. You better take this just in case. Just yeet
I'm
it.
not responding to that right now.
We have more important shit going on.
Tossing my phone. Like this
Miley.
dead man.
What?
This is some sort of makeshift stage, I think, isn't it?
Where does the audience sit, though? For the nightly Shakespeare performances.
Actors aspiring to the great stage must practice their art. Mr. Naruhodo.
What? Oh,
Must practice their art, Mr. Naruhodo. With or without an audience. In fact, on a related note, perhaps you should set up a mock bench for the defense in your office, good lord.
What?
Then you could practice your art every single day.
I'll think about it. If you promise to don a beard and play the role of the judge.
Well, if that would help you achieve your goal.
This I have to see. He's so mean. Okay. I'm just gonna wait to click on the body because there's more fun shit to click.
yeah.
There's not much on these shelves, is there? Just this wine glass and bottle.
You don't actually have to hiccup because you're not a fish.
Huh?
That's like
You don't have to
a
hiccup.
trick.
Oh my god.
You're not a
You tell
fish.
yourself you're not a fish. That you don't have gills. It helps you.
You're not a fish.
Incredible. I also have, if you're about to sneeze, if you say a vegetable, before someone sneezes, they'll stop.
Oh, that's
Or
I've
if you
heard
say
that
bless
one.
you, like right before they sneeze, then they usually stop. It's really funny.
And both of them are cracked.
Yes. Not much use, are they? What's the matter?
Oh, I was just reminded of the Reaper, that's all. He's an
Prosecutor-
alcoholic.
Everywhere I go, I see his face.
Where is he? Where did I put him?
Where is he? Is he still under contact?
No, I took him out. Oh, here he is.
Yay.
Oh god, he's so
Ros-
white. He's washing
He's
up.
so white.
Come on. Come on.
There we
Oh
go.
my god.
There he is.
Nice.
Prosecutor Lord Van Zeeks.
Yes, he's so reckless with his wine glasses. I was thinking it's a waste and that he should donate some to the needy.
You can suggest it next time we meet.
I'll do it.
Don't fucking patronize me, I'll do it.
I'll do it.
Okay. Oh,
Thank
window.
you. Window, and there might be one over there. As we've seen from the outside, always looking in. The window is completely
No!
The window is completely white.
Ayo!
The window is completely bricked up.
Too much happening in succession there.
Excuse me. A vestige of the former window tax that Britons have to pay.
What strange things they used to tax in Great Britain. I mean, making people pay for the number of windows they had in a property. It's extraordinary.
Whatever free food has been people in any era.
I'm so sorry.
It's heartbreaking to think of the poor having to block up their windows just to avoid an unaffordable tax. bet that is avoid an unavoidable text. Oh!
What is it, Miss Usato?
If you look closely, a number of the bricks are loose. Or loose, even.
Oh, yes. It looks as though an amateur has broken out a few of them just here. Was it Mr. Shamspeare who did it, I wonder, being the lodger renting this room?
Look at this, Mr. Naruto. On the outside, there's a little ledge. And there's something on it.
What, outside?
Suspiciously soap-shaped cheese. Extremely difficult to say.
Suspiciously soap-shaped cheese. That is hard.
Suspiciously soap-shaped cheese. Oh my god.
New tongue twister just dropped.
Suspiciously soap-shaped fuck!
I'm changing my Twitter display name to that. It's so cold outside. You can feel it through this gap.
It did snow all last night. It would be cold. More importantly, what is it on the ledge out there? What are those snow-covered lumps?
It's more bars of soap.
Soap! What are bars of soap doing lined up on a ledge outside the window?
I have no idea. But the pair of them look rather charming.
Still, that's very strange, isn't it? Bars of soap lined up outside the window. I think perhaps we should take one. There are two, after all.
Oh my god, it does
Where's
make
his
Twitter
bag?
display.
He's stealing
Suspiciously
food again.
soap-shaped cheese.
Suspiciously soap-shaped cheese.
It's really hard to say.
Suspiciously soap-shaped cheese.
Your vocal warm-up just dropped.
You
Anyway.
have to really make sure you're like opening your mouth.
Suspiciously
Soap-shaped
soap-shaped
is really
cheese.
hard.
That was
dear.
me with everybody shaves, so there should be plenty of flavors. I remember
God.
when there was a point like years ago when I was like a few years ago when I was trying to do it. I think you can
Yeah,
hear me
Christ.
say like everybody shaves, so there should be plenty. You can hear me say it, and I was like,
Sondheim loves to
Sondheim.
just ruin.
Sondheim. Rip Ryunosuke, he would have loved Sondheim.
you would have loved
have.
Stephen Sondheim.
All those words.
What do you think?
He
his
would have
favorite show
loved
would've been,
Your
though?
Fault from Into the Woods.
He would have loved, oh my god, what is the, he would have loved Not Getting Married Today, is the running
Oh,
bit
he
I
would
have
have
with
loved
my
Not
friends.
Getting Married
He
Today.
loved that one.
He would have loved Getting Married Today.
Oh dear, I suppose we could. Oh, what's this? Look here at the soap.
Ah,
Do you see? In the middle there. Ryunosuke does also steal soap from public baths. I don't think we got that dialogue. Kazuma.
what?
Because there's a point, it's a dialogue with Kazuma where, you're talking about taking something with you. I think it's when they're talking about, Iesa and Osa, like, stealing things from the restaurant.
Oh, I think we
where,
did
like-
get that dialogue. and it was
Yeah,
just
where
like,
Ryunosuke
what?
is like something, oh, I thought that was like things that you're supposed to take, like when you take the soap from public baths, and then Kazuma's like, yeah, no, you take the soap from the
You take the soap from the public bath.
Fucking asshole.
What the fuck?
There's a patch that's a different color. It's sort of transparent, but
Some sort of fancy design, I suppose. Only in Great Britain.
it looks like the Hinomaru flag of Japan, doesn't it? How wonderful. It's probably a very expensive brand.
Expensive. What's it doing in this ramshackle little room? Let's double check. Oh, I didn't mean to click that.
I feel like if there's anything, it's likely to
Let's stay on the right window.
There's one thing I'm thinking that it could be, and if it's not, oh no, it's that again.
There's also one thing.
Yeah, I don't know if it has something right now.
I think
I think that's
it's
everything.
Been everything.
everything besides Shamspeare.
Yeah, it's got
Yeah.
one demo.
Oh shit, the dead guy.
Oh shit!
Oh right. The poor man, so young to die. Do you suppose it was a very painful death, being poisoned as he was?
I don't know. Poison. I don't know.
Poison.
All we can do now is hope that he'll be reborn to a better life.
Yes, I wonder. Do you think that putting our hands together in a Japanese prayer will help a British soul? That's such a metal
no
line
helping
for
a
such a
British soul.
goofy for such a goofy scenario. I'm sorry.
Sorry?
I made sure I had a reference at the ready for just such an occasion as this. Actually,
You came prepared to. Okay.
with theology notes. What's going on? I got some notes. I have notes on Anglican Christianity. This book is entitled The Beginner's Guide to Praying for the Departed, the British Way.
And you didn't tell me about birthday cakes?
And they both didn't know about birthday cakes. I'll just reread it now. One moment. I don't remember this dialogue.
There's quite a spine on that book, isn't there?
It's required dialogue. Why do I not remember it? Oh, I guess we haven't clicked everything.
Have you clicked the shelf all the way on the right?
Oh, I thought we did. The
Yeah?
wine and the...
Do we have to hit the dumbass hats?
No, you're right. You got the
Is it the hat?
Wait, that was a. I think that was a new thing.
No, we got that one. Oh, it's the... That's what it is. Oh, one of the teacups that Mr. Shamspeare and his guest drank from last night. Don't go drinking from them, Mr. Naruhodo. There's bitter poison inside.
I'm not planning on drinking any, don't worry. I'm not a child. Anyway, the cups are both empty.
Children shouldn't drink poison either.
Why does everyone assume I'm gonna fucking drink dangerous shit? I'm not a kid.
You eat everything.
Shut up! I don't drink everything, I eat everything.
When was Mr. Shamspeare's? This reminds me, as a child, I asked my mom if mice really eat cheese, I think, and my mom was like, well, there used to be mice in my house when I was a kid, and they ate our soap, and that just seems topical.
Yeah, no, that's really good.
Yeah. And the other must be the cup that Mr. Natsume was drinking from.
So Seki-san wasn't poisoned, of course. Perhaps we should take these so we can examine them in more detail later. Let me just pry this from a dead man's rigor mortis hand.
Oh, yeah.
What's the title of the new Knives House?
Does it have a title?
It does.
Hold on.
Looks like you're having a good snoop around, eh?
Inspector Gregson! Back so soon.
Oh, it's called Wake Up Dead Man.
Yeah.
It's funny.
After I threw that little Japanese fella in the clink, I went and reported this to the investigation division. In 5 minutes' time, this place will be cordoned off by the yard.
Oh. Naruhodo. Well, we'd better be leaving then.
Oh, Mr. Natsume must be feeling very low, being back in his cell again so soon.
She got 7 different flashbacks from the same 10-minute fucking 10-second animation. Oh my god. Oh my god. Everyone go play Ghost Trick. I'm sure.
Go play Ghost Trick.
We should probably go and...
What's wrong, Mr. Naruhodo? Good God.
Out! Out! Brief candle! Life's but a walking shadow! A poor player! You're the crunchiest you have ever been.
You are a new level of crunch. There has been a monster voice unlocked.
He came back from the dead and crunched you.
I'm gonna cry.
I can't fucking.
In Yakuza earlier this week and this have been the best crunch timing ever.
Yeah, it's really... Get
You gotta appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's an art
It
form,
really is.
really.
truly an art form.
Yeah.
I knew it was coming, and yet nothing could have prepared me to hear it again.
Nope. Yeah, this
It's
entire
been
case
so
is gonna be
long.
I've been waiting for this for months.
Shakespeare in
I'm
this
so
voice.
excited.
Oh my god.
I've been waiting.
That struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. Now, how soundeth the next part?
I didn't think about that.
I did.
It is a tale told by an idiot full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Indeed! Oh, happy day!
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride! Standing ovation.
Hold on, I gotta get this. It's gonna.
Oh, you're getting a sham down?
Please. Damn, no.
It's gonna like kind of miss part of his shoe, unfortunately.
I feel disgusted.
You can make non-square emotes.
No, I
I
think
mean,
it's just
yeah.
'cause part of his shoe was cut off by the.
It's
tie.
just like
Oh, I see.
Walking Dead.
Oh.
Oh well, I'll
Damn.
get it later. It's fine.
It's
Yeah,
fine.
we can get it. It's fine.
The fella isn't dead at all.
It was all a ruse. We lied.
Yeah. Rigor mortis says it doesn't matter. He's not dead.
You guys lie to me so much.
Yeah.
Welcome to the
fine.
Great Ace Attorney.
Yeah, you have to do that a lot.
Oh, what was that nonsense he was saying though?
I think, yes, it was from William Shakespeare's Macbeth. I'm sure nothing will go wrong from this point in the prologue. A soliloquy from Act 5, Scene 5.
Shakespeare. So it was that the victim, Mr. William Shakespeare, came back to life. The man had indeed been poisoned. It transpired that it hadn't killed him. He was taken by the emergency carriage to a nearby hospital for treatment. And Inspector Gregson evicted us from the scene of the crime. Whatever that now was.
Attempted murder. Raina's case.
Reno's Gate was attempted murder. We all know what attempted murder is. I think I'm like a different person now than I was 5
Yeah.
minutes ago.
Yeah, welcome to this case.
The death drop really changes you like
It's
that.
so good.
The death drop changed my life.
It's incredible.
What a way to
21st of
start off Pride.
Well, happy Pride, folks. 21st
I
of
was
February.
as soon as I realized what day it was today, I was like, oh,
Oh, excellent.
the stars have aligned.
Briar Road.
The star-crossed lovers.
Whatever do you think will happen now?
Good question. What a strange situation for Mr. Natsume. Arrested for murder, but then the victim comes back to life.
I think perhaps the victim was never dead in the first place. And I thought I fucked it up again. It seems very likely that Mr. Shakespeare did consume poison, as we deduced. But it was an accident. Attempted suicide or... Oh, but was it an accident? Attempted suicide or attempted murder? Until the truth can be established, I imagine the police will keep Mr. Natsume in custody.
I suppose so. Let's hope it doesn't come to anything more than night in the cells. Oh. What's this? What's that man doing over there? Looks like he's trying to see into Soseki-san's lodgings.
Is something wrong, Mr. Naruhodo?
Excuse me. Could we have a word? I feel like this was me.
I feel like it was.
I
It
think
doesn't
it
matter. He
was.
doesn't say anything else.
Oh, okay. He just ran off. Ah!
Yeah, I think it was you.
I think it was. I feel sure that I've seen that man somewhere before. Where was it?
I do too, but I don't remember.
Should make Susako's little bag.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be so cute. I love her.
I saw somebody made irises recently. It was very cute.
I saw that. It looks. I want that so bad.
Right? There's so many random things in this game that I want.
I just love a little backpack. That's
Right?
my favorite kind of bag.
Little backpacks are very classy.
Little backpacks are very good.
I have a little backpack that's shaped like a frog. It's just a round frog. It's my favorite thing. I got it for free.
Nice! One of my Ida bags is a small backpack, but the straps are like a weird arrangement, so there's like no good way to carry it ever.
Ah, dang.
Ah. With the exception of the top floor where Mr. and Mrs. Garadeb live, all the windows are bricked up.
The what?
You heard me.
Yes, that's because of an old window tax that was charged on the number of windows the property had.
Can't believe she won the lottery.
Softly in the distance. It's as they're taking him away.
He regains consciousness for like 5 seconds.
In order to pay less tax, the poorer members of society filled in many of the windows.
But the tax has since been abolished, hasn't it? So the windows could all be opened up again, surely.
Unfortunately, it would appear that the residents of this district can't afford to pay to have the work done. Just get a sledgehammer.
Get a sledgehammer.
Just, yeah.
Yes, that is a sad state of affairs.
Especially for people like poor Mr. Natsume who have to live all cooped up in that windowless room.
I suppose that's the price you pay for living in very cheap accommodation.
I think he's going to start seeing the Hat Man soon.
The what? Oh, so this isn't a safe
Oh, is
space.
this suddenly not a safe space? It all seems rather pointless when you put it like that.
It's okay. We already met the Hat Man. His name is Shamspear.
Yeah, we just got the hat man.
I don't... Yeah, we can rehear all these stories.
There always seems to be a bicycle outside the Garadeb residence. You remember that thing that we did where we talked about this bicycle? I heard that bicycles are extremely popular all over Great Britain at the moment, in fact.
Why did I write this down? This seemed depressing. That one seems very warped, though. Especially the front wheel. Is that to make it more of a challenge to ride, do you think?
Oh, yes. No, I'm afraid that may be the result of the rider's incompetence. For the front wheel to be so badly warped, I'm afraid the rider may have been similarly afflicted.
Then there's a good chance Mr. Natsume has been practicing on this bicycle, I think.
Oh.
Oh dear. I fear you may be right.
Get his ass.
Get his ass.
Get his ass.
Also, Jesus, how do you do that to a bike tire?
Skill.
Yeah,
I think you just have to
Perseverance and
crash
brevity.
into something at a really specific angle.
like really fast.
Look at this snowman.png.
Look at
Why
this
is so-
snowman.
Look at this snowman. Why has somebody built this snowman on some sort of pedestal, do you think?
Because he's very important.
It's not a pedestal, Mr. Naruhodo. That's part of the snowman's body. Oh, this
Really?
is a fun dialogue.
But it already has a perfectly good body.
Well, it's true that British snowmen are usually made with 2 balls of snow. Perhaps this is a foreigner.
And now we're looking at him as if he's strange. Poor man. I know how he feels.
If anything, it's Japanese and British 2-ball snowmen that are the strange ones, isn't it? After all, real people do have 3 sections: head, torso, and legs.
Do you ever think that perhaps you think about things too much?
I love her.
It's so good.
She's also
I love
bright.
that dialogue.
I think that's it for here,
You
perhaps.
shouldn't judge snowmen by your narrow-minded cultural assumptions, Mr.
This is
Naruhodo.
not out. And we got through that entire dialogue without making a balls joke. I'm proud of us.
Oh my god, yeah!
We did it.
New location is ready.
God. Okay.
Unfortunately, we do have to go see Gyarados.
Oh, I don't wanna.
It's fine. I promise it's
I don't wanna.
Oh, get it over with.
It's fine.
It's not as
sooner we
painful.
it's not as bad in this game.
It's faster.
And you're not doing a dance of deduction here again, so.
Divorce is
true.
good for him.
Good for him.
Just read through the dialogue as fast as possible.
21st of February, the Gyarados room. Here we are again. The eccentric landlord's eccentric top floor abode. It's always. Remember when you tried to kill me twice?
We're here because Mr. Gyarados the one who discovered the incident this morning. Don't forget. Ah, you types, eh?
Yes. Good morning, sir.
Thank you for your cooperation in court yesterday. God, it's only been a day.
Oh my god, it's literally only been a day. Oh my
It
god.
has been not 24
That's like
hours.
the only thing I could think of when I first started this case was just like, this just fucking happened.
It's just we
happened.
just locked your wife up, dude. We just locked your wife up. It's quite a trial. As much for Mr. Gyarados as anyone, really.
Came straight back here after all that business at the Bailey yesterday. Because I live here.
This is my house.
Didn't expect to wake up to more Bolian nonsense this morning. What the fuck? I wonder if you wouldn't mind telling us exactly what happened to Mr. Gyarados. Yes, I suppose you'd like to know all about that dead loss of an actor chap on the ground floor.
Those were
Jesus.
exactly Inspector Gregson's words, weren't they?
I think it's funny that they have to fade to black because he's too tall.
He's too tall. Gonna poke around your room.
Yeah. Oh, a copy of Rand's magazine. The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes is being read all over London. Isn't it wonderful? Naturally, one asks oneself if such a singular detective could really exist. But having met the chap, it's undeniable. He is most certainly singular. Singularly dangerous.
That's genuine public opinion for you, Mr. Zato. Perhaps it should be reflected in the stories.
Make no mistake, Mr. Naruto. I intend to snuff out the sort of public opinion we just heard, personally.
I'm gonna kill him. What? I'm gonna kill him. I'm starting to see where Mr. Sholmes' untainted reputation comes from now. His stands.
That isn't killing people.
Susanoo has straight up been killing people. There's a single apron drawing on that enormous cannon-shaped clothes horse. Look.
No, Mr. Naruto.
There's no
That's a
way
real
to
cannon.
be clothes horse. It dries all your clothes, of course. Clothes horse.
Yes.
Clothes horse. I knew that. I was just testing you.
Piece of history, that is. Seen plenty of action on the battlefield, I can tell you. Why did you bring it? How did you get it up the
How did
stairs?
you get it?
Now the old girl and I are just enjoying the peace of quiet of retirement together.
And you thought couches were hard to get up and downstairs. Waka waka.
Why are you talking about this cannon with more affection than you did your wife?
He's
And
fucked
of
the
course-
cannon.
She'd come in handy if the enemy decided to launch an attack.
You see that? That's not
No,
just where balls
stop.
come out.
For the class, Kate is circling the opening of the cannon with their mouse right now.
See that?
Stop doing that.
No. Is there a war going on that I don't know about?
And Andres
Isn't
here.
it?
Hey, if you like the Great Ace Attorney, you should go listen to Natasha Peer and the Great Comet of 1812.
Dead ass.
I can't explain what the connection point is. I just feel like you would like it if you like the Great Ace Attorney.
That's true.
That's your military uniform, isn't it, Mr. Garrett? Well, ceremonial garb, yes. Been hanging on the wall ever since my retirement dash. Not in active service now, you know. Doesn't mean much to me anymore. You have the old thing if you want it. It might suit Lord Van Zeeks, perhaps. Hello? An overly ostentatious outfit like this could be just what he needs.
Doesn't show off my
Normal
nipples
outfit.
enough.
Is his normal outfit not overly ostentatious enough?
Very tactful, Miss Susato. Very tactful indeed.
I just want you to know I think he's a little bitch.
I know. I know.
But does Mr. Garadeb know?
I think anyone who talks to you will figure it out. Ah, yes, those enormous mortar shells. It's quite something seeing them up close, isn't it?
Didn't you say something about firing them into the barracks, Mr. Garadeb?
Ah, you remember, do you? Just a little mishap that occurred during training. Huh? Have your own men, have you killed? What are you doing firing on your own men, Captain? Eh?
This is just like AAI 2, except at least the player has a break between the cases. I'm not surprised. A little mishap doesn't really do it justice, does it?
Well, one has these little incidents when one's a hot-headed young private.
I don't
think one does.
I don't think they do. I really don't think they do.
I don't think that's true.
I don't think that's it, bud. Perhaps I should put some evidence that resulted from one of my little mishaps on display.
Oh, does the great lawyer, like the great detective, want to exhibit some trophies of his finest moments?
Don't compare me to him, Susato.
The great... I feel like the great lawyer doesn't have a really good ring to it. I don't know. Should we say... I like the grand... No. The grand...
The great, you look very dashing in a uniform there, Mr. Garadeb.
Hello.
Dashing, you say?
Oh my god, who the fuck are you?
Ah.
This is right!
Ah, that old portrait, eh? Drawn by an art student who used to rent the room downstairs.
I snuck into Susato's luggage. Hi.
Touche! Like...
Oh, you look so wonderfully young and courageous and strong.
Yes, well, the chap presented it to me one day and asked if I'd let him off the month's rent.
Oh, Naruhodo. So you did, presumably.
I probably well did not. I'm a landlord.
Susato, kill him.
Oh!
Portrait is a portrait. Rent is rent. Okay? I'm
And
not
yet
gonna
it's...
relate to you on this, man.
and yet it's still proudly there on the wall. Susato, kill him. It's good to see... It's good to see Mr. Garadeb's Medal of Honor still proudly displayed on the wall.
The inscription reads, "For distinguished participation," if you remember.
Yes, I remember, because I remember thinking even I might stand a chance of picking up honors like that.
Wouldn't know it to look at me now, perhaps, that I had my devil-may-care days, you know.
Isn't that a separate game series by Capcom?
From the
Sega?
Devil-may-care series, I mean the
No,
it's Capcom.
is it Capcom? Oh, I'm learning.
Yeah.
Capcom new sponsors Devil May Care. The fuck did you get up to? I killed my own men. For fun.
What did you get up to?
The silence.
Well, all in the past now, of course. Best left.
That's not. I want to know now. What the fuck did you do?
What did you do?
Hey, Mr. Garadeb. What the
Ever gonna
fuck
go
did you do?
Are we ever gonna go, like, over that again?
Hey, is that gonna come up? We know what that screen is hiding now. The aftermath of the fiery altercation the other day.
Don't suppose I'll be able to clear that mess up for some time now. Just get a new rug.
Get a new rug.
Or just get rid of the rug.
Oh dear, this must be a very difficult situation for you.
I'd say. People talk about twists of fate and whatnot. But this is a twist and a half. A rotten show all around.
He's clearly struggling with everything that's happened.
His wife did get arrested for,
Yeah.
stabbing a woman.
That's an impressive collection of cakes on that fancy silver cake stand there.
I want cake too.
I want cake.
I've been thinking all day. So, when the Aurora Borealis was happening, We drove around for like an hour trying to find a single spot that is dark and, you know, not illegal to park in. Impossible. We could not see the Aurora Borealis, but we ended up like stumbling upon this ice cream shop, and they had cornbread sundaes, which is the most Midwestern thing I'm realizing I'm saying. But it was like,
Yeah.
it is, but it was cornbread, honey, and then cornbread flavored ice cream, and it was so good.
Oh, that sounds
It
good.
was so good. And also, like, we randomly found this place, and it was like a buy one get one anything day, so we got like multiple, like there were 4 of us, and we got a bunch of stuff. It was great.
Fuck yeah.
Anyway.
That sounds good.
I feel sure that it was full of cakes when we first investigated in here as well.
Yes, quite right. Haven't touched it since.
Oh, maybe don't eat those
Okay,
things.
maybe don't
Maybe
eat
don't
those.
eat
Maybe
those.
those are stale at best. Haven't done much at all, really, since it all happened. Time has rather stood still for me, you know. Damn, he's really going through it.
He's going through it.
His wife did get arrested for ransom.
Oh,
Time has stood still. Now that's an interesting phrase. Might be able to use that excuse when I'm next supposed to be tidying the office.
we'll just tidy up, Mr. Nadala.
No. Next question. These shelves look like they've been completely torn apart by a wild beast.
Reminds me of the Battle of Maywand, don't you know?
The experiences of a seasoned veteran.
Enemy had us surrounded on all sides. We really thought we were done for, the whole Bolly company. We were taking it.
Yeah?
We were taking a real pounding from their cannon, so all we could do was run for our lives.
Oh. I thought that story was going in a different direction, actually. I didn't realize you were talking about being fucked by a cannon.
It comes back to that. Well, the whole experience taught me one thing, I can tell you.
Brings a new definition to the word of cannon fodder, you know what I mean? More like cannon fodder, ayo!
When you're done for, you're really done for.
It's not what a lawyer who often finds himself under fire wants to hear.
Hello?
I said more like cannon fodder. Like frauding? Like,
I was with you, Kate.
thank you.
yeah.
I was gonna say Ren. I was counting on you there. You gave me nothing, man. It must have been a real shock for you this morning. Hear that you discovered what had happened.
Ah, well, that helpless actor chap rises at 5 o'clock sharp every morning without fail. But at 5:30 this morning, he still hadn't lit the gas. Why were you awake at 5 in the morning?
Hey, what were you doing on the
Yeah,
Devil's
sleep
Sacrament?
in, people. Sleep in.
I don't think sleeping past 5:30 is even sleeping in. 5:30 is crazy.
Yeah, 5:30 is insane. So I went down and knocked on his door. No Bolly answered.
And that's when you broke into his room by kicking down the door.
Well, I called on that rum-looking Japanese chap to do the grunt work, of course.
Wasn't it a little premature to kick the door down? The man could have just overslept by half an hour.
Literally,
It's very true, Mr. Nadala. If 30 minutes oversleeping warranted such behavior, I'd have to kick your door down every morning. Mr. Nadala, holy fuck!
Well, you know, better to be safe than sorry and all that.
Is it just me, or is he avoiding our gaze now all of a sudden? You're avoiding the gaze during Pride Month? Thank you, Ray.
Except that it was in a except that it was a sorry situation indeed that you found on the far side of the door.
The victim's name is Mr. Shamspeare, I believe. Is that right?
Yes, William Shamspeare. Took the ground floor room 3 months ago now. 3 months ago now,
Fume, I see you have just redeemed your 42069.
Nice.
Congratulations. Congratulations. I still haven't decided what I'm gonna do with that. I'm gonna do something though, as soon as I figure it out.
Decide, because I have 109.1k points, and I am
Nice.
saving up to do my
Multiple nice.
my multiple.
Your multiple nice. There was one other person who redeemed a 426. I can check the list later. But I was like, I'll figure it out, and then I didn't figure it out. I'll figure it out. We'll get there.
And how would you describe him?
Twinkish, god complex.
In a word, destitute.
Destitute.
Well, let's face it. The only redeeming feature of that room is the cheap rent. Anyone wanting to live in a place like that is either broke or has a body screwed loose.
It's so hard to choose which category Saseki-san would fall into.
Mr. Naruhodo, that's a little rude.
He's not here. I can roast his ass.
He was doing research as well.
Research? Into what?
Shakespeare, of course, Shakespeare. Read a few plays of the old bard, and oh my god, I can't read. Old bard myself, you know, Romeo and Hamlet. Sick new Vocaloid song just dropped.
Romeo and Hamlet.
You heard of Romeo and Juliet and Romeo and Cinderella, now get ready for
Ready for.
Yes, William Shakespeare is I almost said Shakespeare. William Shakespeare is England's most highly regarded classical playwright and author. He's known as Sao in Japanese, as you know, and we have gone over in an escapade, and many of his works have already been translated.
It seems incredible that Shakespeare was shortened to Sao, though. Someone was too heavy-handed there. There were a lot of costumes in the victim's room, actually, weren't there?
Of course, Mr. Natsume is a scholar of English literature as well. I imagine he and Mr. Shamspeare would have had much in common.
Shakespeare interpretation disagreement leads to shocking murder. Oh, let's hope it's not that.
Mr. Naruhodo, really? How rude!
He's not here. I'm coping. After Mr. Natsume's trial yesterday, you came straight back here, I believe, didn't you? Did you notice anything strange between then and this morning?
Well, now, must have been about 6 in the evening by the time I got home. The snow was coming down rather heavily, as I remember, and it was completely dark already. The failed actor chap was out at the time.
Mr. Garradeb noticed there was no light from his room or something, I suppose.
Couldn't summon the energy for anything much, so I just sat in front of the fire up here. It was after 8 before Shamspeare got back. And the chap was up until past 1 in the morning on that evening. So then why the fuck were you concerned that he wasn't awake at 5?
What the fuck is your problem?
Good God, I mean, like, good thing because we needed to, find out that he wasn't okay. But, like, hello. Suppose he met his end sometime after that. I was asleep by then, so I'm not in the dark there. Christ.
In the dark.
Can't be so aware of it.
Mark.
Well, thank you. That was very, illuminating.
I can never dream of living in a world without light.
Yes, that would be dark.
Oh my god.
Happy Pride Month, Death.
Happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride.
Is everything alright, Mr. Zato?
Well, I was just thinking that it's a little strange, that's all. Mr. Garradeb, you were up here in your room all evening, if I've understood correctly.
Not a big fan of stairs, not with this blasted leg. I feel
Sorry,
like you
just
should
the
move
phrase,
down to the
not a
ground
big fan
floor.
of stairs. Like,
Not a
rude
big fan
dog.
of stairs. I feel like you should move to the ground floor, dude.
Have you
You
considered...
should, but the ground floor has
I
all the
had...
windows blocked out.
If I had a... He can fucking get a sledgehammer. If I I had a nickel for every time an Ace Attorney case decided, you know where we should put the disabled person
Third
whose
floor.
disability makes them unable to walk comfortably up and down stairs.
Third floor.
Upstairs.
Deal.
Upstairs.
What's the deal with that?
What's the deal?
Well, the other one is part of the plot too.
The other one is part of the plot.
I
and
guess
the plot
this one's also
completely
part of
breaks
the
down if you don't
plot.
do that.
Enough.
This one, I feel like it's more fair because the top room is clearly the nicest one.
Yeah.
The other two rooms suck.
Also, it also does have a window with which to chuck things.
It does.
That's
he
true. That is
also
also an element.
he also up until today. Oh yeah, somebody dies because something gets tossed out the window. Christ. Oh my god.
That's really.
And it's not intentional both times.
Oh my god.
And
Oh my
people
God.
say that case is bad. First of all, that case walked so Great Ace Attorney could run.
It
Fuck
did,
you.
No.
It did. It's so funny. Anyway, what was I going to say? I was going to say another thing that was not related to that case. What the fuck was it? Oh yeah, he also had, like a wife who could presumably go up and down the stairs if he needed something downstairs.
Damn, we
So,
really
like-
we really wrote off that wife so fast.
She does suck. But
It sucks.
You
There-
didn't like
she
British
was able
Recon.
she was able to like get things for him if need be, so I imagine it was less of a problem than everything happening at Big Top. Anyway,
Yeah.
then how is it that you seem to know the precise movements of your tenant on the ground floor? I mean,
Girl, your neck. That's a very good point. I can't imagine that you could hear noises from the ground floor all the way up here. This old man liked to spy on his tenants, is that it?
I say, I know what you're thinking, and it's a bloody outrage. I'm ex-military, don't you know?
do not ever stop talking about it.
You
I don't go around spying on my tenants. Why would I?
reverse
I'm
Miles
not
Edward, not a fan of stairs.
Then, how did you know, Mr. Garadeb?
It's the gas, woman. The gas tells me everything.
It's just the gas.
Speaks to me.
It gets me higher. The gas. You
Speaking
speak
gas?
gas? Does he, speak
Speaking
gas?
straight gas.
Do not let him cook. He's starting a gas fire.
He is
What on earth-
starting a gas fire.
What on earth do you? What the fuck do you mean, sir?
What on earth do you mean, sir?
How can the gas tell you anything, let alone everything?
Well, as you're probably aware, the gas is supplied to the building by pipes.
Yes, I more or less worked that out.
That's how gas works.
Every room in the building is connected by a single pipe to the gas main outside. And the gas company supplies gas to properties via the main.
Yes,
Via the main? Via the main.
I understand that too.
Let me see if I can explain. Let's say I was to light the gas lamps up here. What do you suppose would happen?
Well, obviously the room would get brighter.
Exactly, but at the same time, the lights in all other rooms of the house would dim for a while.
Oh, I was gonna go by noise. Okay. What?
That is also smart.
They dim. Why?
It's like that thing when you flush a toilet and the shower gets cold.
No, that's right. They
No,
also
that-
don't know how
it,
that
it
plumbing works.
gets. Yeah, I mean that's how it worked at like a house that I used to live in. To be fair, that
Does it
house
get
was
hot?
also built in like 1915.
Does
But
it
that
get
was the
hot or
thing.
does it get cold?
It gets very, very cold.
That's what it is. Okay. Because when you light a gas lamp, it briefly uses more gas than usual. And that reduces the amount of gas in the pipe for the other lamps that are connected to it. It might explain why the other lamps dim momentarily, mightn't it?
Yes, of course, because everything's connected to a single supply pipe.
Is that supposed to happen, though? Sounds rather undesirable.
Jolly good point. Jolly.
Mhm.
Fact is, the gas company's pipes in these parts are pretty hopeless. Long worn out. He's like, I don't know if Strongheart's even in this case. We need to just keep saying Jolly to make up for it.
Jolly. I'm always here.
I'm
Barely got
always
any-
watching
Oh, God.
Ryunosuke. Always.
Barely got any
watching.
gas in them to start with. Opposite's also true, of course. Extinguish the lamps up here, and they glow brighter than the rest of the house.
Ah, right, Naruhodo. So, by watching the flickering of the lamps in one room, you can determine what's happening elsewhere.
You've got it.
Oh, of course. Because when people come back in the evening, they come back home in the evening and before they go to sleep at night. What they're guaranteed to do is either light or put out the lamps and fires.
Clever.
In point of fact, the room on the ground floor and the one above it use slightly different amounts of gas. By watching the lights in here closely, I can work out almost exactly what's going on in the whole house.
Gosh, that's fascinating, Mr. Garadeb. Absolutely fascinating.
I'm in love with Suzato saying gosh so much.
Gosh, I'm not allowed to say God because I'm not a Christian character.
Oh, well, nothing too
And I can't really see that it's going to help us with the case either. What I'd like to know is why Mr. Garadeb is so interested in what his tenants are up to in the first place.
I'm the nosy.
I feel like there's a lot more to it than... Wait a minute. I feel like there's more to it than idle curiosity. Well, we have done as much investigating here as we can, I think. Perhaps we ought to go to the prison and speak with Mr. Natsume again.
A good idea.
Let's
This-
get out of here.
I was gonna say, it's probably not, but is there any... Is speaking to Natsume the last thing, or is there more?
That is the last thing.
I think
Oh,
so.
fuck. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's end this with a bang, baby girls.
Unless they make you do
this
like.
part is true.
Yeah. Unless they make you do like one like you are not clicking where you're going plot thing, but I don't think they do.
I just
don't
mean
think
like
so.
in terms of like, yeah, 21st of February, local prison, cell 9.
Look, Mr. Naruhodo.
Why is he doing like the Freddie Mercury stand? Freddie Mercury stand, it's occurring to me, could have been said in JoJo at some point.
Oh my god.
No, they'd have to change the name.
Is there a Freddie Mercury?
Eddie Venus.
I was gonna say Teddy Jupiter, so that's
I'm trying to rack my brain for
Teddy Jupiter is also very
specifically if
good.
there's a Freddie Mercury.
I'm
There's
gonna look
Bohemian
up-
Rhapsody, right?
I'm gonna look up Freddie Mercury JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and just see what comes up.
Oh, that was a question from me.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Yeah.
There is Bohemian Rhapsody is a stand in
Yeah.
part 6.
There's no Freddie Mercury though, right? Oh, there's Mercury Queen.
There's Mercury Queen.
Wait, what the fuck? Oh no, sorry. This is a fanon thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's no
What is
Freddie
this?
Mercury exactly like character.
There is
no
not.
Teddy Jupiter.
There are Queen references here and there, but sadly no Teddy Jupiter. Well, okay, here's where you make an OC.
This could be your OC, yeah.
Yeah, I've been asked many times what my stand would be if I was a JoJo and Freddie Mercury was not my answer, but maybe it should have been.
Mr. Natsume, have the police finished questioning you now?
Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire!
Oh. Yeah.
What is he? Tell me! Is he a ghost? Is he here to haunt me?
Let me guess. You're talking about Mr. Sholmes?
He actually calls himself a great detective, Mr. Natsume. Not a ghost.
But his diabolic deductions, they're not of this world. They've left me. Ah! Cursed! I'm cursed, I tell you!
Well, it sort of hurts.
Credit where credit is due, Mr. Nuttenberg. You were heavily involved in the deduction, too.
Yes, moving on. We have some wonderful news.
Oh?
The victim that we all thought was dead has come back to life again.
Oh, god damn it!
The undead are real now.
Now, in the absolutely worst case, you could only be tried for attempted murder. That's great, isn't it? Mr. Natsume?
It's terrible!
Oh,
I'm stuck in this cell, suffering for some silly wrong end of the stick! You did it, didn't you? Confess! You're a killer! Why the mustache?
That last one's personal!
Constant questions!
I'm sorry to hear that.
Ugh, that's selfish. Shyster?
I mean, that's how that word is said. I think we figured out that word was fine. I mean, it better be, because I've been fucking saying it in Dual Destinies.
That's, I'm like, is that cool? Okay.
oh, there's another word that starts with that.
That's,
First
I was
syllable. That's what it is.
thinking
I was like, I've
that's,
seen that word before.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
a different word. It was like,
I think I remember what the other word is, but my brain
Yes.
was like, this case is about Shakespeare stuff sometimes. If that one slips back in, okay.
yes, this is unrelated.
I mean, it's slang, but it's not. I don't think it's.
I literally was just second guessing. It's fine, don't worry.
Well, no, because now I had to
Apparently
look
it
it up
is-
because I was like, am I saying a slur?
Apparently, it is specifically derogatory towards lawyers.
Perfect.
It is not. It is not exclusively lawyers, but it is. It's similar to ambulance chasers sometimes.
Oh my god.
Also, it comes from a German word.
Okay, that's good. Make up your mind! Are you dead or alive? If you were going to come back to life, why bother dying? Wickedly, wishy-washy, William!
Oh, so you're on a first name basis with him?
Oh, what? Fuck!
Don't worry
Well-
about it.
Well, it seems likely that Mr. Shamspear was never actually dead in the first place.
Ah, yes, that might make sense. And I'm pleased that he's alive, of course. We can get our kisses in.
What?
Our lively debate last night was much fun. I'd be sad to think it was our last.
What?
Press the dialogue button, Kate. Oh! The music?
Oops.
Mr. Natsume, does this mean that you did see the victim last night? You met with Mr. Shamspear, didn't you?
I'm not saying another word! I demand to have a lawyer present!
Who do you think I am? Please, Mr. Natsume, we need to hear your side of the story.
Ugh. Why am I cursed like this? I'm a sad boy again.
The two genders.
Me
Me
too.
too.
What
What
happened?
happened?
Cursed
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 existence.
existence?
This is a question and an answer.
What happened? Cursed existence.
Cursed existence. Moon's haunted. What? Moon's haunted.
Moon's haunted.
Can you tell us exactly what happened last night then, Mr. Natsume?
There's nothing to tell. But, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire, I'm eternally grateful to you for helping me with that accursed case yesterday.
The case that saw the case that saw poor Miss Green hospitalized after she ended up with a knife in her back.
It's hard to believe that was only yesterday.
Do you know where this is in the timeline yet, player? Have you put your mind back to case
you
3
figure it
last
out?
time? Case 4,
After
case
the
3.
trial was
whatever.
over, I trudged my weary way back to my lowly lodgings. And that evening, at past 9 it must have been, I visited Mr. Shamspear.
So did go to the victim's room then?
I go to the victim's room all the time.
What?
Don't worry
As-
about it.
As we feared.
I didn't do anything wrong. I've never been to his room before. It was the first time.
You never forget. Then, what made you decide to go?
I bumped into him when I arrived back at the house. We got chatting and it developed into a discussion.
I'm sure it did.
Discussion.
But he had to go out, so I bade him farewell.
That ties in with what Mr. Garrideb said, that the victim went out and came back after 8.
We met again later that evening, at around 9 or just after. Or I thank you. When I took him some nice tea that I brewed as a gift. Just
So it was
froze right in the middle.
So it was you who brought the tea that had clearly been drunk at the scene then?
And I suppose you were discussing the works of Shakespeare, weren't you?
Yeah,
Were
you could say that.
Oh boy.
Yes, that's right. That's exactly right. Romeo and Juliet, who was the stronger? It was a delightful debate.
They're power scaling.
Are you power scaling Montagues and the Capulets?
Of course I am.
Couldn't be Goku though.
Just hear from the back of the room.
Could be Goku though.
Could be
It's
Goku
the
though.
guy that it's the guy we saw outside their window.
Oh my god.
Could be Goku.
Not stronger than Goku.
I'm sure.
Such a stimulating subject, Shakespeare.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
It was very stimulating.
And
Shakespeare, my favorite author of YAOI.
very true. And the debate became very heated. So you slipped poison into Mr. Shamspeare's tea?
No, never, not at all. Team Juliet won. That was me. And when I left his room, the flamboyant fellow was fighting fit. I swear it, categorically. He was very fit. I was very aware of that. Don't worry about it.
Did you call him flamboyant?
Yes.
There's a different F word that we couldn't say. We had to say flamboyant. Mr. Natsume, you often say the same thing about yourself, I've noticed. That you have a cursed existence.
I'm sure I've mentioned this to you before, but I've been here in Great Britain for a year now, and in that time I've learned it's no place for me.
It can be very trying to live in a foreign land and adapt to the ways of another culture.
There are foreigners everywhere I look, and they all stare at me. They all laugh. That's the impression I get whenever I go out. It makes me scared to leave my room. You need a therapist, bud.
You need a therapist so bad.
Which is why I've become a recluse. But even in my room, I find no respite from my fears.
Buddy, that really sucks, but I don't know how to tell you this, but that's not a normal response to people being
That is,
racist.
in fact, not a normal
That's
response.
not a normal response.
I've moved more times than I can remember. And then, 1 week ago, I moved into Briar Road.
But why? I mean, why did you choose that place? Doesn't seem very comfortable.
Because the rent is cheap. I have so little money. It spoke to me.
I just, like, looked over to the stream itself to see where they were. Like, either my stream is frozen or, like, them bitches still on fucking Garrideb.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
What?
Hold on, I'm checking.
I need someone to check right now where the Twitch stream
I mean, I'm
is.
on Soseki. It's just
Are you on
Yeah.
Soseki?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It's like
It
you're
is
kind of
frozen.
watching a
There we
picture
go.
show.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on
It, like,
Tzedaki.
It froze for a second for me, and I was like, how the
It is
fuck?
frozen on right before cursed existence.
It's just it keeps going to a different still image like every
Yeah, I just did that
Yeah.
for me.
every
Brett.
few
It just-
seconds.
I had to
It'll do
close
that.
my tab because it kept like auto playing the audio when I usually have it muted.
No.
Very
I'm
weird.
sorry. I'm sorry. I can't do much to fix this right now. I'm sorry.
The rent?
Obviously, there's a reason why it's cheap. Because the room is cursed.
Cursed. Cursed how?
The previous occupant, the man who lived there before I took the room, died there.
Oh no.
He was only a young man, but one morning he was found dead and no one could explain why.
Surely no one will want to live in a room with a history like that.
I didn't. When the letting agent recommended the place, I wavered. But I want books! And books cost money! A horrible history is a small price to pay!
Yeah, that's what that's what them boys thought when they tried to make a streaming service, and that didn't work out very well, did it?
Oh.
God fucking damn.
That was a pull, baby.
Jesus.
When I realized it would mean I could buy more books, I signed the lease like lightning.
Brave or blinkered?
But after I moved in, I soon came to realize what I'd done. I realized how horrible that history really was.
Gosh. Was it really so awful?
Horrible history.
Horrible
What
history.
happens? Cursed existence, horrible history.
How did the room's horrible history affect you, Mr. Natsume? What happened?
There was this fucking puppet.
At first, it was just a feeling. The feeling of beady eyes boring into my back, watching me.
Do you think that might have just been your mind playing tricks on you?
Watching.
Watching me.
No. My mind doesn't know any tricks. It was someone else.
My mind doesn't know any.
I'm a dumb bitch.
I'm a dumb bitch. It's been one long nightmare ever since I was given the keys to the place.
A nightmare? You've been having bad dreams, you mean?
All the souls who've died in that room lean over me in my sleep and try to strangle me.
That really is horrible.
And now I come to think of it, it happened again last night too. The very same night that Mr. Shamspear was writhing in agony from the poison in his body,
And also writhing
and
from
also the other
something
stuff.
else in his body.
I was on the verge of being suffocated silently by those miserable spirits in my room.
You simply must move out of that room as soon as possible.
Yes, you're right. I know it, and that's why I'm already searching for the next room with a history to call home.
I think perhaps you should try to avoid accommodation with any kind of history at all. Otherwise, I'm scared that you yourself may become history.
Susato-san knows how to make the man listen.
Of course. Mr. Lord of the Manor is worried about the curse on my room as well.
You mean Mr. Garadab?
Yes, he knows that if people keep dying there, he'll never be able to rent it out again. Classic landlord shenanigans.
Well, that's true. I, for one, wouldn't go near the place.
Ah, perhaps
Rent it out to the true crime girlies. There have to be some in 1899, right?
sauce me. That may explain why the landlord pays so much attention to the gas lamps and his tenants' movements.
You mean because he's worried about their well-being? fuck no, he's a landlord, that's not what I mean. He does seem to have an unusually keen interest in the amount of gas in the pipes. There must be a reason why he keeps such close tabs on the occupants of his let rooms.
What do you mean he pays so much attention to the gas lamps?
Oh dear. No, it's nothing to do with you, Mr. Natsume. Please forget I said anything.
Oh, now you're talking about me behind my back as well.
What's important is that Mr. Shamspear, in fact, isn't dead at all. Once he comes around and he's able to tell us what happened, we'll be able to get you released.
Yes, please. Oh, I do hope you're right.
I have no idea.
Excuse me.
It's just
Nice.
Yay!
Inspector Gregson.
I couldn't help overhearing what you just said. And on that note, I have some good news and some bad news.
Good news, he's awake. Bad news, he won't shut the fuck up.
Oh,
Which you want first?
always, every time, the bad news comes first. When hope is all you have, hold on to it. That's my guiding principle.
Right, well, in that case, the good news it is.
Huh?
Sorry, but it's just a lot easier to explain everything that way.
Why did you ask me my preference?
It's Pride Month, I was
It's a
trying to be
choice.
respectful.
It's already going terribly for me.
Well, I'm homophobic. As you might have heard, the victim, Mr. Shamspear, was just unconscious. He's come around now.
Yes, we saw it happen in all its terrifying glory.
He's still being treated by the doctors, but we've managed to get written statement from him already.
Oh, isn't that wonderful, Mr. Natsume?
Oh, thank goodness. It's all over then. I can leave this somber cell and go back to my beloved.
Sorry, no.
The what?
That's not on the cards.
Don't worry about it. What?
Oh god.
That had not popped up for me when I said it. To be clear.
Why ever not, Inspector?
Mr. Shamspear has implicated someone as being responsible for what happened last night.
Implicated someone.
Oh dear.
You don't mean.
I'm sorry to say I do, yes. He's pointed the finger at you, Mr. Natsume.
Oh, the one time this series doesn't say fingered.
Yeah, I know, right? Don't worry, there's a lot more.
Now you have a choice to make here, bud.
You have a choice.
I'm trying to figure out how he'd do it. Boy. By sweet poison did he seeketh to end my life.
That was
Oh god, he's so good. That wicked Kai tip Soseki Natsume.
No! Don't do that again.
Sorry, I didn't like it either. So I'm afraid you'll be appearing in court as planned. You'll be wanting to make the necessary preparations.
No! My YAOI! It's toxic!
It's toxic.
So,
Baby, can't you see?
add it to the EP. It's that and the bimbo doll.
I think a cover of that with Red Shakespeare would kill me.
Bro, my birthday's coming up next month, I'm just saying. And so, once again,
Alright.
Soseki-san found himself having to take the dock in the Old Bailey. Whether his room was haunted or whether he was just terribly unlucky, I knew I had no choice. I following day, I would represent him in court and do my utmost to break the curse that blighted him. There we go. Jesus. I was like, why isn't it there? Why isn't it there?
To be continued.
Do-do-do-do-do. Love to save my current progress.
Oh my god, the delay on the stream is so bad.
It's
It's
bad.
real bad. It's real bad.
Oh no.
Good lord.
The
It's
frame
bad.
Nothing is. Oh no.
Listen, man, I told you, there's nothing I can do about it right now, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Don't worry, it's okay.
It was just a moment of like, oh man.
I'm like, oh
no.
god,
Yeah.
it's bad.
Ugh.
I don't know what to tell you. It's bad. It might just be like especially bad. Just simply because I'm trying to like screen share like 4 things at the same time, and it's like, don't do that.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, she persisted. And if anything, the VOD itself should be substantially, or not the VOD, the YouTube VOD should be substantially more watchable. So that's good. Oh, now the frame rate's fine. Incredible. I just looked back and it's at like 56, and it's like, oh, cool. Why are you doing it now, though? Anyway, if you're watching this live and you're like, this fucking sucks, I wish it wasn't like this, you can donate to my Ko-fi and help me, or you can tip, you can buy some of the things on Throne, or you can whatever to try and get me a better setup, so that well, that's very fast. I don't think that's gonna happen. Jesus Christ. But yeah, so I can get a better setup and stream doesn't have to keep running at checks wrist 5 frames a second. Or 1 frame every 5 seconds, depending on how spicy it wants to be. As far as I can tell, though, the audio should probably be fine. So that's good. Point is, what's coming up? On Monday, sure as shit isn't going to be tomorrow, we should actually be able to do some more Persona 3 Reload, finally. I've managed to get out of the point where it keeps crashing on me. Hi, baby. Hi. So that's fun. So we should actually be able to get back to that. On Tuesday, we got Yakuza 0 with Ren. Hi, baby. What up? On Thursday, hopefully, though now I'm worried considering how it's fucking run with this game, we have more Baldur's Gate 3 with Nav. On Friday, we have more Dual Destinies with Jack and Max. And then Saturday, we're back here with more Great Ace Attorney 2. And then, I'm saying it now because I will probably forget to say it later, we'll be on another 2-week hiatus because, unfortunately, I am busy those Saturday nights as I'm in a show. So that also means Dual Destiny is going to go on a 2-week hiatus after that. But hi, good jump, baby. So we'll just fucking see. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. You're so brave and strong, baby. You can do it. Come on. No, she can't. Hold on. Come here. Come here. I want to give you pets. Good girl. Come here. Pets. Come here. Pets. What was that for? She just like pushed over a water bottle that was on the floor already. She looked at me like, what? What are you gonna do? Come here. Pets. I'm not ending this fucking stream until she gives me the time of day. Buddy, come on. Come here.
bad kick out, Mr. Judy.
If we all go it might work. Come
Oh wait, can I do my really good meow? Maybe
here.
it'll-
Yeah.
Wait.
Do your meow.
Sometimes it doesn't work.
Discord, don't silence the meow.
Let me test it.
Immediate mute.
It's really funny.
That's really good, actually.
That's really
Holy
good.
It's a
shit.
really good meow.
Speaking of really good meows.
Did it come through?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It did.
Really well. Also,
Hell yeah.
hi, honey. You hate that I picked you up like that? Do you want to say anything? You're a good little baby. How about that? Okay, there she goes. Oh, now she's hanging out. No, she's hanging out for a sec. Yay! Love it. It's her. She's so bad at me. She does not like this. Do you want to say anything? No? You just want to be put down? Look at this baby. Oh, she's... Whoa. New escape route just dropped. Okay. I won't do that again. You can hang out right there. I won't do that. I promise. I hope you're having a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, night, wherever you are. I'm so glad this is the only part of stream that's run at 60 frames per second. You deserved 60 frames per second of my cat. And until next time.